Welcome in, everyone. How are you guys doing? Alrighty, guys, we're gonna go ahead and get started here shortly. Welcome in, everyone. Hello. We're doing our seller support show today. Welcome in. Get your booties in here. Okay, I'm just getting everything set up on my side. Welcome in, everyone. What's up, Mel? How are you, girl? Look, Mel. She don't leave my side. Guys, if you did not know, my good friend Well Alright, I bought this coffee mug from her with this cute little stirring set. So Well Alright, I appreciate you, babe. She has lots of colors, y'all. So check her out. Friends, I am multi-streaming this on YouTube today. So if you guys could do me a huge favor, if you guys down below, it says my YouTube channel down there, at BLASIAN Bunny TV. If you guys, what's up, Jay? How are you? If you guys go to my YouTube channel and subscribe. You guys can always rewatch this over and over and over and over again. Maybe you can't say the whole time, or maybe you need me to repeat something. Just go watch it again. If you guys go there, make sure you subscribe. It is free to support, so I truly appreciate you guys. All right, I'm getting everything ready. And then also, friends, if you guys could take the poll for me today, how did you hear about this show? I'm trying to do some more marketing for these kinds of shows. So, did I tell you about it? Did you see it on Facebook? Did you just notice it in the Whatnot community tab? Were you just randomly scrolling on your shows, or did you find it on YouTube, guys? If you guys can answer that, that would really make a big difference for me. What's up? Welcome in, Curl. What's up, Natural? And then look, Natural State of High. I got this drink. This from her. This cup, y'all. What's up, friends? Okay, let's go ahead and get started. I don't have a specific thing that we're going to be talking about today. If you guys have never been to one of these shows, this is I do this twice a month, every other week. It is called the Seller Support Q&A, where you guys can ask me anything you guys want when it comes to Whatnot, okay? I'll do a quick little introduction, and then kind of guide you on some housekeeping tips, and then we're going to go ahead and get started. So if you guys have never been here before, hi. My name is Bunny. I sell exotic snacks from all over the world here. Oh, okay, girl. All over the world, from Taiwan, Japan, India, the Netherlands, just to name a few, and even some limited edition USA snacks as well. But guys, I did not actually start selling snacks here on the platform. Most people don't know that. That is where I do now. But when I first started selling here on Whatnot, and for those who are watching on YouTube, Whatnot is a live auctioning marketplace that is amazing. So if you guys are more interested in it, definitely read the description, more details, and just listen to how I'm speaking about it here in the video. Okay, so I started here on Whatnot in 2023. How did I get my booty here on Whatnot? Like, how did I first hear about it, y'all? Well, I was originally a reseller on the Poshmark app, as well as Macari. I had took a long hiatus from there, and I was like, you know what? I still got all these like themes. Like, maybe I should get back into it. So I went to Poshmark, and I've grown a larger community over there. And I was like, okay, let's see what's new, what's going on. And I noticed that they had live selling. Well, this was in fall 2023. So back then, you had to apply to be a live seller on that platform. Y'all, I was on the waiting list for too long. I was like, okay, it's been like a week. What's going on? I don't know how long this waiting process is going to wait. So I was like, you know what? Let me use my trusty friend Google. Y'all, look, y'all better get you a Google. And it's free. So I got on my trusty friend Google, okay? And I was like, where can I sell items live, right? Did my little Google searching, and Whatnot popped up. And I'm like, what the heck is this Whatnot thing? And y'all, I'm a big researcher. That's the Asian in me. Like, I be having to research stuff before I make a decision. That's just who I am, y'all. So I go on YouTube, and I'm like looking up things about Whatnot. And I'm like, what's this thing? And I'm like, okay, this seems cool. So I actually applied to Whatnot as a seller, y'all. I hadn't bought anything yet. I applied to Whatnot to be a seller day one. Okay. So I applied, I got accepted, and I'm like, okay. Then I just hit the ground running, y'all. And I promise you, if I can do it, you guys can do it. I had no social media following. I had no like big Facebook group or YouTube or anything like that. So if I can get to the point where I am right now, you guys can too. And I didn't know anybody. I did this all by myself, guys. What's up, MB? Welcome in. I did this all by myself, guys. So I'm going to teach you guys tips and tricks that you guys can use that will really, really make a difference in your Whatnot business. If you guys want to take this serious, Whatnot has literally changed my whole entire life, y'all. This is my full-time income. I was able to quit my 9 to 5 job and do this full time. So you can definitely do it, friends. It just takes a lot of hard work. I know it seems easy when we're watching those bigger sellers and things like that. We're like, oh my God, but y'all, it takes a lot of hard work, okay? But if you are dedicated and you are willing to take the steps, I believe with the right tools, anyone can do it, okay? So again, friends, I started in October 2023. If you guys did not know, I actually started in the women's contemporary category here on Whatnot. If you guys are not familiar, people watching YouTube, that's like women's fashion wear. What's up, my friend, guys? If you're not already following my brother from another mother, Fundamentals, please do so. One of my really good friends here on the platform. Okay, y'all. So I started in the women's contemporary category. So I was selling like activewear. I was selling like some Nike, some Adidas, some Lululemons, things of that nature. Stuff that I had from previous doing Poshmark and Macari. And as I continued selling in the women's contemporary category, I realized very quickly that I did not like selling clothing live. I love selling clothing. I love shopping. I liked selling it on like Poshmark and Macari. But me personally, and that's the thing about Whatnot, guys. It is your personal journey. Okay. So even if I'm telling you something, you know yourself better than anyone else in this world. Okay. So do what feels right to you. So as I was doing clothing, I personally did not like it. I'm not saying that you cannot be successful doing clothing. There's tons of people who really enjoy it, but I just did not like it. So my very first tip is when you guys are coming here on the platform and you're trying to figure out what the heck you want to sell, make sure it's something you actually enjoy. Imagine, friends, I always want you to start small as well. If you're like, I've never sold before, I don't know where to start, always start very small. Find some things around your house. If you want to sell clothing, maybe start. That's how I started. Find things in your house that got tags. The one that's in the back of your closet back there that you say you're gonna wear, but you haven't worn it in like 2 years, and it still got the tags on. Girl, go ahead and get rid of it. It's time to let it go. It's time to let it go, okay? Just look, y'all. Just grab some stuff that you have in your house. Obviously, make sure that it's not like, trash or anything. And try selling it and see if you like it. Start small. Because imagine, friends, if I would have came on here and I was like, okay, I've sold clothes before on Poshmark and Macari, and I was very successful there. I'm just going to do that here on Whatnot, okay? Imagine if I would have invested thousands of dollars on some type of palette, clothing palette. And then I realized, oh my gosh, I really don't like this. I don't like selling clothing. I would have kind of been screwed because now I have thousands of dollars of inventory that I need to get rid of, but I don't like it. And I promise you, friends, your customers are going to know when you don't enjoy. When you don't enjoy being there. We know, right? Look, I'm a seller here on this platform, but I am also a buyer, okay? And we can tell. You ever go into someone's show and you can tell like they have an attitude, they don't really feel like being here, they're kind of rude, short patient. You do not want to give that kind of vibe off to your customers. So the first thing you can do, hold on, y'all. The first thing you can do is make sure that you actually like what you're selling. You will hear it in your voice. You will hear it when someone's talking about when they're describing the items. And if the host of the show is excited about it, most likely their customers will be excited, like, oh, okay, I've never seen this before. They'll get interested in it just like you. Okay. There are like, I don't even know how many categories there are here on Whatnot. For those who are watching on YouTube, y'all, there's like, I'm gonna guess maybe like 30 plus categories. There's clothing, there's jewelry, there's sneakers, I said clothing, crystals, there's comic books, there's garage sales, there's knives and golf and snacks. Like there's so many different categories on here, y'all. So when you are trying to figure out what you sell, make sure you actually enjoy it. Because I always say this in all of my shows, Whatnot is a lot of peaks and a lot of valleys. Hi, welcome in, Victoria. A lot of peaks and a lot of valleys. So the days where you're having your low days, if you don't like what you're doing, it's going to be very, very hard for you to show up. It's going to be hard for you to show up for yourself and for the people who want to see you, your customers, okay? That's my first piece of advice. Like I said, I started in women's contemporary clothing. And once I realized, okay, maybe this is not my jam, maybe I should try something else. So I actually got my first 1,000 sales in beauty and makeup and skincare. That's where I kind of got my like boost, where I started to get a little bit more popular on the platform, was with makeup and beauty, y'all. And that was over a year ago, maybe about 18 months ago. I did that for a while. I really, really enjoyed it. But then, about 18 months ago, Whatnot had introduced a new category on the platform called food and drink. And I was like thinking to myself, like, okay, this is a new category. There's not a lot of competition. Um, if you guys do not know my name at the top, Blasian Bunny. Blasian means I'm half black, half Asian. So I was like, okay, maybe I can start selling like exotic snacks that I grew up on that are very normal to me, but maybe not normal to other people. Because I remember like in high school when I would have friends come over, they'll be in my cabinets. They'll be like, "What's this?" I'm like, "Oh, girl, you don't know what that is." And then I'll explain it to them, and then they will really start liking it. So I was like, okay, maybe I can bring that same experience over here to Whatnot. Thank you to whoever is doing the hearts. I appreciate you. I was like, let me bring that experience over to Whatnot. And I was very nervous, guys, because when Whatnot opens up a new category, there's not a lot of people doing it. So you don't have any like examples. Does that make sense, friends? There's like nothing to go off of, you know? There's not like oh my god, Bunny, I hosted my first show on Friday and it went really well. It was fun. I broke 2 racks. It dropped my Noel, I'm so proud of you. So proud of you, my girl. I love to hear that your first show went well, girl. I should look out of all the times. Okay, if you guys are a seller here, yeah, drop an emoji if something has happened during your show. Has happened during your show, and y'all, it's live, so it's nothing we could do. Y'all, I didn't had a ring light fall on me. I didn't had a box fall over. I've had this the fire alarm went off one time, y'all. It was like yeah, it was so embarrassing. Look, y'all, it happens, but I feel like it's okay because it shows that you're human, and I think that people, y'all, I remember who was here. I think Jay Broski was in this show. Who was here when a spider, y'all, there was a spider trying to attack and kill me during a live show, and if you guys know me, I do not like bugs. I had to stop the whole show, y'all. Okay? Yeah, I've seen people have earth. Look, it happens. It happens. Okay, y'all. The spider tried to attack me and eat me, y'all, and I had to stop the whole show, y'all. Like I didn't even care. I was like, I'm sorry, y'all. Hold on. I was a spider, and I put the phone down, y'all, for about 3 minutes, and you probably heard some ruffling and some tussling in the back, y'all. I was fighting for my life. I was fighting for my life, but I made it. I made it, y'all. So it happens. So very proud of you guys. I would say the hardest part about being a seller here on the platform is hitting the go live button for the first time. The first time is always the hardest, right? Because you have all these thoughts in your head. You're like, oh my gosh, are people gonna show up? What if something happens? What if I don't make any sales? Oh, whatever, all these crazy things that go on in our head. So I'm proud of each and every one of you that have hit the go live button, because some people will never hit the go live button. They'll be approved as a seller and they'll never hit the go live button because of all the anxiety. So I am very, very proud of each and every one of you guys for taking the hardest step, which is doing it for the first time. Okay, it gets a lot easier. I promise. I promise, guys. So yeah, I started doing snacks and drinks for a long time, which I'm doing right now. And I love it, guys. I absolutely love it. Never, ever, ever in my whole life did I think that I was going to be an exotic snack seller ever. That never crossed my mind. Ever. But I really enjoy it, guys. So my first piece of advice is make sure you actually enjoy what you're selling, because it is going to show in your shows. Okay? All right, friends, let me catch up on the comments. I know there's a lot of people saying things. You guys are more than welcome to ask questions along the way. I will try to get to all of them. However, it is pretty tough. So if you guys write a question, make sure you put a question mark behind the question so that it appears yellow. So it's a little bit easier for me to see it. Okay, friends? All right, friends, let's do a quick little roll call. If you guys are a seller here in the platform, go ahead, drop down below what you sell and when your next show is. Guys, if you want to promote yourself, make sure you're doing it in community shows only. Don't be going to other people's shows and they're doing a normal show selling, clothes, and you're like, hi, my name is Bunny and I sell snacks. Do not do that. Don't do it. You need to make sure that you're going to a show like this, a community-based show. Don't do that in other people's show, friends. You look, depending on who the seller is, they might kick you out. You might get blocked. You might get cussed out. You can't be going to Burger King yelling out McDonald's, friends. You just don't do it to yourself. Don't do it, okay? All right, friends, let me see what we are saying in the comments, guys. Alrighty. My chicken stole some items one time. What? Your chicken? What the heck? Oh my goodness. All right. You said not yet. First show is going to be on June 14th. Expecting the worst but hoping the best. I totally understand what you mean by that, friend. I will say try the practice mode. When I first started here on the platform, they didn't have the rehearsal or practice mode. So I would say just go in there, play with the buttons. If you have a Whatnot friend, ask them to come in there and watch and make sure it looks okay. Make sure your lighting is good. You should be good to go. I think for our first show, the worst part is this up here. For the worst part is like your mental. And I think once you get over that and practice speaking out loud and things of that nature, you should be good to go. But I hope the best for you, my love. All right, let's see here. Your camera went out yesterday when you was live, Missy. Oh no, girl. It's happened to all of us, girl. Look, welcome to Whatnot. I feel you, friend. Alrighty, looks like all you guys are saying your shows. Thank you so much for that. Okay, let me get into some topics really quick, friends. I know that most of the people who come to these shows are going to be newer sellers. So one thing, I'm going to do some housekeeping really quick, friends. Again, if you are unable to stay for the full duration of the show, y'all, I don't know how long it's going to be. I just talk until I can't talk anymore, usually about 2 hours or so. But if you're unable to stay for the entire show, guys, down below, YouTube at BLASIAN Bunny TV, it will be there. I'm going to show you guys something really cool, really quick. You go there, you subscribe. You want to make sure that you go to the live tab because this is a live show. And then I'm going to turn the camera around really quick, y'all. Okay, so when you go down here, you want to make sure that you go to the description and hit more. When you go to more, I have these things called timestamps. Okay, friends. So see right here. So the video is technically 2 hours, but I have broken it down into different things that we talk about. So that way, if you are wondering where to go, like, oh, we were talking about thermal printers. Okay, well there it is. Pros of a thermal label printer, and then you just click the blue and it will take you exactly to where that is in the video. I do this after every talk show. Okay, so it's a lot of stuff there. So then this one right here, friends, you just have to give me a couple of days to do that. It takes me like 2 or 3 days to rewatch the whole video and break it down in each category. Okay, so make sure you guys, when you go over there, make sure you're liking the videos and commenting because that really, really helps. And if you know someone who is a newer seller here on the platform as well, make sure you use the share button over here, friends. Share it to someone. It might really, really help them out as well. Okay. Okay, you are awesome. What's up, Smooth? Welcome in. Another thing I do want to say really quick, if you guys are wanting to be a part of a group community, we did just start a new group on Facebook, and I'm going to tag that really quick as well. Down below, friends, Facebook group. You just go to Facebook, go to the groups tab, and type in Whatnot Resellers Network. Now, we're a brand new group, friends. We have a little under 100 people in the group, but that's where you can ask questions, drop your shows, meet and network with other people. We just started that, guys. So if you want to be a part of that community, it is 100% free to join there as well, okay? All right, I think we got our housekeeping out the way. Alrighty. Let's see here, my friends. I know, we're growing. I try to talk about it every show. Like I said, we're still very, very new. So hopefully it will grow into something really awesome for all of us, okay? I am very organized. I'm a very organized person, very much so. I am also a recovering perfectionist. If anyone, I'm a recovering perfectionist, okay, friends? So you too, yes. So I'm trying to let my hair down, and it's okay. It's okay to it not to be perfect, but I need to just be 99%. No, I'm kidding. I'm still recovering, guys. All right, friends. All right. Okay, so let's get into you too, Noelle. Yes, look, I can't help myself. Oh my gosh, guys, you remember when I used to wear my bunny ears? Remember I used to wear these all the time? They're so cute. All right, y'all. They're gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt my head if I have them on too long. Okay, so let's get into I think the most frequently asked question that people always ask me is hold on, y'all. Yeah, I'm short, so I have to put my chair up a little bit. The most frequently asked question that people always ask me on Whatnot is, how do I get my follower count up? Like, how do I get more followers in the show? Now, friends, I need to say this before we get into that. I want you to understand that followers is a really nice number. Hi, Manistil, how are you? It's a really nice number, but it means nothing. I'm being honest, friends. Followers are nice, but it means nothing. I'd rather have buyers than followers any day. Now, is it a nice goal that you can have in the back of your mind? Oh, I want to have 50,000 followers. Sure, there's nothing wrong with having followers, but I want you to make sure that you guys are understanding that don't chase a number on here when it comes to followers. I want you to think about focus your efforts in other things. Like, how do I get more buyers? That's a better question than how do I get more followers. Of course, if you have followers, most likely those followers will convert into buyers, but it's not always the reason. It's not always going to happen that way. And then there's also people who are going to buy from you that technically don't even follow you. So I don't want you to chase after that number, okay? We'll get into how you can get followers, but just remember, friends, don't let that be your ultimate goal here on the platform, okay? It's a nice fancy number though. Okay, so the first thing I always tell people before you do anything else here on the platform, if you are a seller here on the platform, the very, very first thing you should be doing is making sure that you have a good profile. What does that mean? If you guys click my little face up here, my little profile up there, and go to that profile, that's what I'm talking about. You need to have a good profile because people aren't going to follow you if you don't give them anything to follow. Okay, so some things that we want to make sure we're doing, especially if you guys are newer or maybe you're a seasoned seller and you just need to revamp your profile. We do it all the time, so don't feel like you can't change it if you're already a established seller as well. Okay, and I'm looking at my notes here, friends, is make sure you have some type of profile picture. If you were a seller, make sure you have some type of profile picture. It does not have to be your face if you don't want it to be your face. I think faces are personable, but it's not something that is required. It needs to have either like your logo to your business. Maybe if you don't have a logo, then maybe use a picture of what you sell. If I'm someone who sells Funko Pops, you guys like my Energizing Bunny? Yeah, I had this at the beginning of last year I had this obsession with collecting all the bunny Funko Pops. What's up, Julie? How are you? So this is one of my favorite ones, the Energizing Bunny. Okay. So if you sell Funko Pops, have a picture of a Funko Pop or something, okay? You people when they see that picture, they needs to somehow connect to you in some kind of way. Okay? Another thing, okay, let me see. I'm looking at my notes. It's have a header photo. So the header photo is when you go to the profile. It's that big long photo at the top of your profile. You need to have something there and have it something reflecting back to your brand or your business. Again, your logo, what you sell, things of that nature. Put something up there, okay, friends? We want people to have something to follow. And if they come to your profile and there's nothing there, like I always use the example of, say, for you're in community shows and you're like, oh, I sell Funko Pops. And someone's like, oh, I love Funko Pops. They click your profile and then they go to your profile and it just says, hi, my name is Lauren. That's it. And you don't have any shows scheduled. You don't have any pictures. You don't have a bio. I'm not going to follow you, Lauren. You don't seem very seller-like to me. You get what I'm saying, friends? We want to make sure that we give people our best impression of who we are so they know what to expect when they come to our shows, okay? So have a header photo, some type of personality of your brand, okay? Now, let's get into the meat of in the potatoes to your profile. Have a bio description and make sure it is rememberable, okay? People, please, when you're making your bio, when you're making your bio here, okay? Making your bio here on Whatnot. Do not make it the same bio as like a dating profile. Yeah, I know y'all didn't seen the bios. When you go read someone's profile, you're like, what am I reading? Guys, we're not looking for mates. We're looking for customers. I mean, I don't know. Maybe that's what you're using your Whatnot for. I'm not using my Whatnot to find a mate, okay, friends? So we're gonna word it properly. Make sure you put in there what you sell, okay? Sometimes I read people's descriptions and it's like, hi, my name is Margaret. I'm a grandmother of 12. I'm from Florida. I take long walks in the park. I like seashells. Like, okay, ma'am, what do you sell? So the very first thing you need to make sure you put in your profile is what you sell. Okay, friends? Don't forget to put that in there. Okay. So what you sell clearly, and in my notes say clearly state what you sell so buyers know what to expect. If you're someone on here and you sell jewelry, then I need to make sure that when I look at your profile, I clearly understand that you sell jewelry. Okay. It says I also put on there schedule shows. If you are selling on the platform, you need to make sure that at all times you have at least 3 shows scheduled. At least 3 shows scheduled. Okay? That way you can collect bookmarks. If you guys are not familiar with bookmarks, it's the little flag icon in the top right hand corner of all of those shows. Just because you're getting bookmarks doesn't necessarily mean that all those people are going to come to your show. Say for you have 100 bookmarks, is 100 people going to be there? Most likely not. But the cool thing about bookmarks is if someone is bookmarking that show, once you hit the go live button, it will send them a notification on their phone like, hey, Blasian Bunny has started her show named Exotic Snacks. Get your booty in here, okay? That's what the purpose of that is. So you want to make sure that you're giving people and things to follow you for, okay? So have at least 3 shows scheduled out, okay? And you also need to, I always say this, you always also need to make sure that you're making some type of schedule, okay? If you want people to show up for you here on Whatnot, you have to show up for the people for them to show up for you. Okay? So I always say it's like a TV show. At the end of the day, no matter how new or how seasoned you are always someone's favorite seller here on the platform, and they're looking forward to seeing and watching you and hanging out with you. Always remember, you are someone's favorite seller here on the platform, okay? So if you have a favorite TV show, right? Say for that TV show comes on every Sunday at 8 p.m., and you turn the TV on, and you're ready, you got your popcorn, you got your snacks, you got your drink ready, right? And you turn the TV on, it's 8 o'clock, and then a whole nother TV show comes on. You're like, what happened? You're gonna be disappointed, friends, okay? Because they're expecting to see you, okay? So try your best to have at least one day out of the week where you're gonna come on Whatnot and show up for everyone, okay? Just like a TV show, okay? Now, it will be really hard to remember if your favorite TV show, week 1, episode 1, comes out on Sundays at 8 p.m., and then episode 2 comes out on Wednesday at 6 a.m., and then episode 3 comes out on Thursday at midnight. That would be so hard to remember. So try to get at least one day. I would suggest more, but when you're first starting, try to commit to at least one day out of the week where you're going to show up for people on Whatnot. Now, people always also ask me, well, how long should I be doing my shows? I would say a minimum of 1 hour, but highly recommend 2 hours. Minimum 1, recommend 2. Okay? An hour kind of doesn't seem like a long time until you're in front of the camera. You're like, wait a minute, this seems like a long time. So if you're just starting out and you have to build your way up to 2 hours, totally fine. Okay? You have to make sure it does seem like a long time, Jay. I totally agree. So you want to make sure that you're building your momentum up to get to that 2 hour mark at least. Okay. Reason why you want to stay on for at least an hour to 2 hours is because you have to give people enough time to come to your show, right? Some people, if they know that today this show started at 6 p.m., some people are like, okay, well, I'm not going to be able to make 6 p.m. I'm getting dinner ready for the kids, but I'll be there as soon as I'm done with that. Give people enough time to get into the show. You never know if you're going to get rated. If you guys don't know what a rate is, that's like, for example, we have 20 people in the show. Instead of me ending my show, I take all 20 of my friends and we go to someone else's show. That's called a raid. Those are really exciting. You might get rated from someone. Just just things of that nature. Maybe someone forgot and they're like, oh yeah, I gotta go to the show. Give this algorithm, the Whatnot algorithm, some time to push your show a little bit. If you're only on for like 30 minutes and you're like, I haven't sold anything for 30 minutes, I'm getting off. You didn't give the system enough time to kick in, okay? Guys, I used to have this rule for myself where I would stay on for a minimum of 1 hour. And this when I was like kind of first starting out. I wouldn't sell anything, right? And I'd be like, like it's been 30 minutes. I haven't sold anything yet. Maybe I should just get off. Am I wasting my time? And then at the like 45-minute or 50-minute mark, then people started coming in and they started buying. And that gave me boost of momentum. Like, okay, I'll stay on a little bit longer, y'all. So just give it a little bit of time. I know it seems like a lot, okay? I'm very curious. Everyone comment down below what's the amount of time that you guys usually stay on? Just out of curiosity. I usually don't have a set amount of time. I try to go as long as I can go for, if that makes sense. Okay. So 1 hour. Yeah. I was gonna say I know I stay on a minimum of 1 hour, and to me, a 1 hour show is very quick. A 1 hour show is very, very quick show to me. The longest show that I've ever done has been 7 hours and 45 minutes. That's the longest show that I've ever done, y'all. I don't do 7 hour shows anymore. But yeah, y'all, yesterday, not the day before yesterday, this last Friday, I did about 4 hours. And that seemed like a long time. Okay. I don't know how do people do those 24-hour shows? Have you guys seen those? There's some people who do 24-hour shows. Like they don't go to sleep. Some people will have shifts where other people come in. Wild hope, girl. I don't know how they do it. I have no idea how they do it. One day, y'all, maybe I just load up on a whole bunch of coffee. I don't know, y'all. Look, I don't know how they do it. How do you do 7? Girl, I don't know. Look, I just load up on a whole bunch of coffee. Hey, what do you do? Oh, I'm sorry. What day do you get shipments? I know what day I get the best picks. What day do I get shipments? You mean like my inventory comes into me? Is that what you're asking, my friend? I don't think I understand. Say it again for me so I understand, so I can answer your question. Okay, let's see here. Yes. Oh, it just depends, girl. I can't really determine what day my stuff comes in. You know, like if I'm ordering online, it's just based on when the post office can get it to me, or UPS or FedEx, depending on how big my shipments are. Sometimes my shipments can be like 20 pounds, so it won't be through the post office. It just depends. It depends on which vendor I'm using, my love. I wish I could tell them a specific day to drop it off, but it unfortunately doesn't work like that. So I can get shipments any day of the week. Okay. Alrighty, friends. Let's see if I'm missing any other questions. Appreciate you guys all for being here. Okay, well, all right. I see you. She says, can you check mines? I respect your opinion. Okay. I seen your bill in the mail. All right, friends. We're going to take a look at Will Alright's profile really quick. All right, y'all, we're going to tag her really quick. I'll do this once for this show, y'all, because I know once I do one, then everyone's like, can you do mines? Can you do mines? We're just going to do this one, okay? Next time, we'll do someone else, okay? All right, friends, we're going to take a look at Well Alright. If you guys want to see her profile with me, go ahead and click and we can talk about it together, okay? All right, let's see. View profile. I'm excited. All right, friends. Okay, so first off, if you guys are looking with me, first off, she has a really cute background header picture. It has like purse, clothes, things of that nature. So that's a really good representation of what her shows are about. She's a 5-star seller, 1.4 thousand reviews, 6.6 thousand items sold with an average 1-day ship time. Now I'm gonna talk about that real quick, y'all. It is you want to make sure that you're staying under two or lower. 2 or lower days, because once that gets 3 and more days, people might not want to buy from you. That might deter someone from buying from you. And technically, Whatnot policy is for us to get those items out within 48 hours. And y'all, Mel is doing a really good job because she's only at 1 day. So if you want some quick shipping, you better talk to her, your girl Mel. She says, I love that she's using emojis. By the way, I think that's very fun. I also use emojis in my profile as well. It's kind of like bullet points. So she says, welcome to Well All Right Grift Corner, where we curate, elevate, and resell. I'm Melinda. I'm so excited to share my curated treasures with you. I sell custom vintage jewelry, mid-range purses, fashion bag, thoughtful selection of curated women's clothing. Find me on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturday nights with an occasional pop-up in between. Bookmark, and if we vibe, maybe give me a follow too. So cute. I love it. I love it. That was a really good bio. She has things in her shop that you guys can buy, even if she's not live. And then she has, let's see, let's go to her show. She has 18 shows. You can definitely tell that she's very serious about her shows. She has 18 of them scheduled. If you guys are a seller here and you're like, I don't know if I can commit to 18, schedule the shows anyway. You can always push them if you need to, okay, friends? But you need to have shows on there to show people that you are serious, okay? We're also going to talk about thumbnails right now because I'm looking at her shows. Her next show is going to be Tuesday at 9:50 p.m. Central Time. It will change for your time zone, okay, friends? I love that she has really cute eye-grabbing thumbnails. Now, I feel like a lot of people, really good job, Mel. I love it. I don't have any changes, my love. Was gonna say, when it comes to thumbnails, friends, it is very, very important. Some people are like, how do I get people in my shows? I have really good stuff, but there's just people aren't coming in. Sometimes, friends, it can be because you have the wrong thumbnail on your shows. Mel did a really good job. When you go to her shows, they're bright, they're eye-catching. Guys, please, if you are selling, I'm gonna use jewelry because I know Mel sells jewelry. If you sell jewelry, please do not have a picture of your dog as the thumbnail photo. It's not a good representation of what you're selling in your shows. Okay, friends? You need you need to, because a lot of times, friends, think about yourself. Put yourself in a customer mindset. Because I'm a buyer here on the platform. When I look, let's say if I'm looking for jewelry, right? And I'm scrolling and I'm looking and I'm looking. If I see a dog, I'm not gonna click that because my brain is telling me if I see a dog, it's probably gonna be a dog show with like collars and pet treats and things. My brain doesn't think jewelry, okay? So you need to have a photo. You need to choose a photo that best represents what you are selling. You can snap a photo of the things that you currently have in your inventory. You can go to this amazing free resource called Google. I don't know if you guys heard about it. You can go to Google and you can type in boho contemporary jewelry, something similar to what you're selling. Use that photo as your thumbnail, something that is going to grab people's attention. People might not be coming in because there's a photo that doesn't represent what you sell. So keep that in mind when you guys are making your shows. Good job, Mel. You did a really good job, y'all. Again, make sure you guys are following Well All Right now. I appreciate you, Mel. Okay, let me go back up. Let's see what comments I'm missing. I appreciate you guys being here. Okay, let's see. Okay, so let's move on. So we're talking about making sure you have a good profile for people to follow. So we need to have a profile picture. We need to have a header. We need to have a bio. And Mel was a really good example of having a good bio. Now, things you can also put in your bio, friends, is if you know that you're going to be on at a specific time, that works too. If you're one of those people who are very good about being on time, you can put in there, I'm going to be live every Thursday at 7 p.m. Central Time. You can also put that in there, kind of like the TV show example that we gave earlier, okay? Let's see here. You can, optional, you can put your social media links. If you guys go to my profile at the top, you will see that I have my YouTube channel in there. I think, my TikTok and Instagram, and then also our Facebook group. You can put that on there. Now, friends, do not be the seller. Do not be the seller that says, I also sell on Poshmark, Mercari, Depop, eBay. Don't do that, friend. This is a competitor. This is a competitor. Don't put that stuff in your bio. Now, if it's on like your business cards that you put in the box, so be it. That's totally fine. It's a representation of you. But do not put that in your bio. Okay? So is that still live on here? What do you mean, love? Did I miss something? Oh, I heard. So a test show before, actually. The test shows? What do you mean, love? I don't think I understand. Say it again for me, okay? All right, friends, let's continue on. Personality. This is another thing that I have in there, friends. I said a little humor, a catchy phrase, or a fun fact about you that is engaging and rememberable. So if you guys go to my profile up here, mine says that I sell exotic snacks from all over the world. Okay. And then it says voted best voice on Whatnot. Now, friends, that's not a real trophy that I got awarded or anything. But people always say, "Oh, Benny, you have a nice, soothing voice." So I thought that would be funny to say that I won best voice here on Whatnot, right? Because if someone has never been to my shows before and they just go to my profile, that's going to intrigue them. Like, oh, best voice on Whatnot. I want to go to her show and I want to see what she sounds like. You get what I mean? So add a little humor. Like even with Mel, when she was like, "If we vibe, give me a follow." Like that is showing her personality. Put a little personality in there. Don't be all plain Jane boring. Okay, friends? Like we need a little bit more than salt and pepper, friends. Give us a little paprika or something, okay? All right, friends. Oh, you were talking about rehearsal mode. Okay, I understand. Yes. So when you go to rehearsal mode, I have never used it before because it is a feature that was used after I started here on the platform. But I think people are answering it in the comments for you. So Natural State of High says click Seller Hub, scroll down to the bottom, go to rehearsal mode. Thank you so much for answering and helping me out with that question, friends. I really appreciate it. Okay, and then also the last thing that I have in here for your bio is short and sweet. I put buyers do not want to read a novel. Keep it to the point to prevent overwhelming readers. Y'all, there's been some times where I go to someone's profile and it is a huge paragraph of words. And I'm like, I'm not reading this. Please don't be that person. Short, sweet, to the point. If you have a lot to say, maybe use the bullet method like I use in my profile or how Mel had in her profile, where you can use a cute little emoji and then say a sentence, another cute little emoji, then another sentence. But try to keep it simple. Okay? Y'all, growing up, my dad, he used to always say kiss. I don't know if y'all ever heard this, and this might sound mean to some people, but like KISS stands for keep it simple, stupid. I'm not calling you guys stupid, but like that's what my dad said. So you gotta listen to him. Keep it simple, okay? All right, friends. Okay, so the next thing is that I put on here for your profile is speedy shipping equals happy customers. Okay, friends. This when I made this my notes that I'm looking at right now. Whatnot at the top didn't have the shipping time yet. So you know, like when you go to someone's profile at the top, it will say their username, it will say their star rating, and then it will say like a little post office truck, and it will say their ship time. Friends, I done been in some people's show, and I've seen what was it? Like something crazy, like 10 days shipping time. I'm I'm instantly scrolling out of there. If I see anything crazy like that, I'm scrolling out of there. Okay? It's like right, instant swipe out. Friends, you have to make sure that you're keeping your shipping time low. Everyone is so spoiled. The world that we live in today is very, very spoiled. Y'all know we love our Amazon Prime, and Amazon Prime is 2 day shipping. So they keep us to the same standards. Even though we're just regular people, they keep us to those same standards, friends. They don't see us as individual people like them. Our customers see us as a business. You get what I'm saying, friends? So make sure you guys are getting packages out as quickly as possible, okay? So I said keep your shipping time 2 days or lower to maintain buyers' confidence and avoid discouraging future sales, okay? So keep that in mind. Okay, I did also say make sure you have at least 3 shows scheduled. It will encourage repeat visitors, things of that nature. And then we also talked about thumbnails already. Those are all in my notes, okay? Does anyone have questions about our profiles? I'll go over those points really quick. We need to make sure that you have a profile picture, a good bio, fast shipping, at least 3 shows, and good thumbnails. Any questions on profiles before we move on, my friends? All right, let me scroll up, see if we have any questions. Alrighty, let's see. I use it every time I go live to see if everything is good. Oh, you use the rehearsal mode? Good for you, babe. Alrighty, let's see here. Mana still says my shipping is less or at most 1 day. That's awesome. I think mine's is that 2 days. I can't see my own right now. It says that it has a little YouTube icon, so I can't see what mine says. All right, y'all. I used to be the kind of seller, y'all. Maybe for my first 5,000 sales, okay, friends. For my first 5,000 sales, this is how I would do my shows. I would um go live. I would do my shows for however long, how many hours it was. As soon as I got done with the show, I would pack packages right after. It didn't matter how many packages I had. I would stay up to like 6 o'clock in the morning packing items so that it was out when the mailman got there. There's a couple things I want to say about that. Do you have to be that person? No. And I did that for a very, very long time until one day I was like, I don't get paid extra money to do this. And this is just my experience, friends. There's nothing wrong with doing really fast shipping, but I was doing it to the point where I wasn't sleeping properly just so I could get the packages out. Okay? You have to make sure that you have to have self-care when you're doing Whatnot too. You get what I mean, friends? My sleep schedule was all over the place. So I'm going to bed at 7 o'clock in the morning because I made sure packages were out. When I could have just went to sleep, woke up early, and then did the packages and still had the mailman come in. So make sure, friends, that you're treating yourself nicely when it comes to being a seller here on the platform. I know that we have huge goals and things of that nature, but you don't want to burn out here on the platform, okay? So just be mindful to yourself. Be friendly to yourself as well when being a seller. So okay, that's all I want to say. There's nothing wrong. Nothing wrong with doing shipping super, super fast, but the policy is 48 hours. So you can breathe a little bit, y'all. Like, look, because I've burnt out on here on Whatnot before. And if you guys are not familiar with burnout is when you are a seller here on the platform and you're so overwhelmed with everything that you just either don't do shows as often or you just quit altogether. And that's happened to me, friends. It happened to me last year in around the winter time, November, December time last year, where I just was like, I did, listen to this, y'all. I did 14 streaming hours in a month. That's how burnt out I was, okay? 14 streaming hours in an entire month. That's not a lot of hours for me think about going to your job and you worked 14 hours at your 9 to 5 job the whole month, if that gives you perspective. I didn't do very much, y'all. So to prevent burnout, make sure that you're taking care of yourself as a seller and as a business owner as well. Now, friends, on Wednesdays, I take Wednesdays off now. I don't do any sourcing. I try not to do any packing, and I try to relax because I technically don't have any days off when I own my own business, okay? So make sure you take care of yourself. I'm gonna say that one more time. Make sure you're taking care of yourself, friends, because Whatnot is a beast. It is a beast, okay, friends? Make sure you're nice to yourself, okay? All right, friends, let's go back up really quick. Yeah, don't stress yourself out. Yes, very much so. Okay, let's see. Natural State of High says, also, in my opinion, 2-day shipping time is Whatnot policy. If you're not following one policy, why should I assume? That's very true. Why are you not, you might not be following the other ones. I agree. I agree for sure. I was so overwhelmed on Friday because I worked my 9 to 5 job and posted a show. Yeah, I can only imagine, Noel. I can only imagine. I remember when I was doing my 9 to 5 job, and then I would come home and post items as well. So I totally understand. Totally understand. And that's why I say when just commit to one day at a week at first. Start small first. Because I feel like sometimes people get burnt out because they're like, okay, I'm going to go on. They're really like excited. I'm going to go on every single day. Da 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 da. And then they're like, okay, this is a lot. And this is a lot. Friends, baby step yourself. Baby step yourself. Try one day out of the week. Show up. Okay, you've gotten that down. You figured out how shipping works. You figured out how you like to run your shows. And now upgrade to maybe 2 days a week. Or maybe instead of doing 2 days a week, maybe you do that one day a week, but you do instead of 1 hour, now you're at 2 or 3 hours. Baby step it, friends. Because if you bite off more than you can chew, it's so easy to get burnt out, okay? Look, take it from me. Take it from me. Take it from me. Okay? Alrighty, my loves. Let's go back up really quick, see what else you guys are talking about. I appreciate you guys all for being here. We do this every other Sunday. So if you guys are interested in these kinds of shows, make sure you're going to my profile and bookmarking those shows. I believe I have these shows booked out all the way to the end of July. We do it every 2 weeks, so just make sure you're bookmarking all those shows. And again, friends, if you can't you can't go come on Sundays. What's up, friend? How are you? If you can't come on Sundays, make sure you're rewatching the videos on YouTube at BLASIAN Bunny TV. Okay, so we've talked about profiles, making sure you have a good profile, because there's no point to you going to community shows and promoting yourself if when people come to your profile, there's nothing for them to look at. Okay, so everyone's now got really good profiles. We got that out the way. Okay, let me see what other things I can say. I think the second most asked question that I get on Whatnot is, okay, how do I keep people in my shows? Or how do I get people to my shows, right? Look, we're going to go over this together, y'all. Let me pull up my notes here on my computer. Um, guys, comment down below as well. These are just the things that I do, but maybe you guys have some amazing tips as well. So this is like a community thing. You guys can also talk. I do not have all the answers. Okay, my friends, let me find my notes really quick. How do we get people to come to our shows and stay in our shows, right? All right, where is my notes? All righty. Okay, these are about giveaways. We'll talk about giveaways today too. I have a lot of words about giveaways. Okay, friends. I appreciate you guys' patience. I'm trying to find it. Okay, here it is. How to attract buyers to your live selling shows. Okay. There's a couple things. Dance and then challenge everyone to co-host for a dance off. See, Spooky Monkey, I don't know how to dance. I look. I don't know how to dance very well at all. So I would totally lose that for sure. Okay, friends, how to attract buyers to your live sell show. There's 3 steps to this, y'all. It's before your show, during your show, and after your show. Okay, there's a lot of things that go into it, okay? Before your show, you need to make sure people are not going to buy from you unless they trust you. They're not going to buy from you unless they trust you, okay? So, that being said, what can we do to build trust here on Whatnot for our people? I always say this, and I'm going to go quickly over this, but make sure you look presentable. No, you don't have to. I'm in a t-shirt, friends. You don't have to like dress really fancy, but like look presentable. Because sometimes I look at people and I'm just like, look, friends, it look like people roll out of bed sometimes. Like, if you don't care about you and your business, you might not treat me well as a customer. I'm just being honest, friends. This is, people look at these kinds of things. If I am a snack seller, I'm a snack seller, right? And say for I have a whole bunch of nasty gunk around my fingernails and I'm selling you guys freshly baked brownies, would you buy from me? If my nails were really gross, like I was a mechanic? Probably not. Probably not. Okay, friends? So these are things that you have to keep in mind when you are selling on the platform. This is a live selling platform, so people are physically looking at you, okay? Make sure that your background is appealing, okay? Keep in mind, friends, don't get me wrong. I love cats. I love dogs. I love animals. I don't personally have any myself, but I do love animals. But sometimes if you were a clothing seller here on the platform and someone sees Lassie, your dog, walk around, someone might instantly be turned off because they're allergic to animals, or maybe they assume that there's going to be hair all over the clothing. Hi, welcome in, friend. Keep all of that stuff in mind, okay? Like I said, if I'm making a fresh batch of brownies and then my cat jumps up on the counter and starts purring and rubbing up on me, there's probably some cat hair in my brownies now. Keep all that stuff in mind, okay, friends? Or if you see someone smoking, okay, friends, if you hear someone smoking or they're like, hey guys, I'm gonna run a giveaway, I'll be right back, I'm gonna go do a smoke break. That might deter people away because now they're assuming that their stuff is gonna smell like smoke. Guys, there's been times where I've opened up a box. From someone, and I've had dog hair all in my box before. That's happened to me before. And it was so nasty, I had to clean it out. It was gross. I've had stuff smell like smoke before. Keep all that stuff in mind when you guys are doing your packaging and things of that nature, okay? Alrighty, let's see here, friends. Okay, and then also showcase your items in an organized fashion. If you ever go to someone's show, excuse me, I have a little hiccups. And you like, especially clothing shows. I love the clothing shows where they have like a rack of clothing and it looks very organized and put together, like someone actually cared. And now don't get me wrong, friends. If you're selling like pallets, wholesale, things like that, then of course you're gonna have boxes and stuff. But try to make sure that your background looks nice. Imagine going into someone's brick and mortar store and stuff is all over the place, and this is, even though this is online over our phone, this is our store. What they see is our store, so make sure it looks nice so people actually trust you. Okay, I feel like that's obvious, but I always have to say it because y'all, I'm a shopper too here on Whatnot, and I be scrolling through shows and I'm like, what is going on here? Have you guys ever asked yourself that while watching someone's show? You're like, what? Don't be that seller, y'all. Don't make people leave your show because you didn't take the time and effort to make sure it looks nice. Now, friends, it don't have to be a whole bunch of like neon signs and fireworks. Like, you don't have to do anything crazy special, but make sure it just looks presentable. Does that make sense, my friends? Okay. Okay, next tip is this is all the things we're doing before our show. We haven't even hit the go live button, friends. We have to make sure that we're putting in the work so that people show up for us, right? It's kind of like having a party. You have to like plan the party out before the party happens. You get what I'm saying, friends? So we're doing the pre-party planning, okay? Next thing, have a loaded bin. If you guys did not know, bin stands for buy it now. Y'all, I didn't know that for a long time. I just thought that's what it was called. But the bin, if you guys are not familiar, is going to be this little house button right here, the buy now tab. So there's an auction tab where those are where your live auctions happen. And then the buy now means that you do not have, as a customer, you don't have to compete against anyone. I could just go in there, hit buy these chips, and it just automatically comes to me. Okay. Oh my gosh, I didn't know it was an acronym either. So anytime I talk about it, I always have to say it because I'm like, what? Yeah, it stands for buy it now. I highly, highly recommend, especially when you are a new seller here on the platform, you have to have things in your buy it now. Have things in your bid because people don't know who you are yet. So if I go into your show and say for you come to my show, okay, and I am showing coffees. This is going to be the Mr. Brown coffee. It's in the bin, by the way. If you Mr. Brown coffee, this is going to be from Taiwan. I'm talking about my product, explain it to people. But maybe you come in and you're like, ew, I hate coffee. Coffee is disgusting. Okay. The next thing people probably going to do is go to your bin. And if there's nothing in their bin, they're like, and then they're going to leave. Okay. Maybe people don't like what they're seeing on the screen right now. Give them a reason to stay by loading your bin. Have at least 20 items in your bin that people can look at. Okay? Does it take a lot of time? Yes, it does take a lot of time to add that. But the cool thing about Whatnot is you can always copy those items to the next show. So the 50-ish items that I have in my bin down here, guys, I literally just copy it to the next show. And then I copy it to the next show. So you don't, once you put the work in that one time, it's a very easy copy. Okay? It's like 2-3 buttons. Okay? Okay, so I said since you're establishing your name, a full bin shows that you are a credible seller. Okay, so maybe someone goes to my bin and they're like, oh wow, I didn't realize that she has Japanese snacks in there. But they would have known that because I'm not talking about Japanese snacks right now. You get what I mean? Maybe you're a beauty seller and right now you're showing some Jeffree Star lipsticks, but you also have some Estee Lauder in there. I don't know. I'm just making stuff up. Some Too Faced or something in there. And now they're like, oh wow, she also has this. So now they're going into the bin and they're able to make purchases there. This is going to build credibility so that people understand. Okay. I appreciate you. You don't have to, Jay, but I appreciate you, love. Alrighty. Okay. It also, if you have things in your bin, I put in here, also allows buyers to purchase early if they can't stay for the full duration of the show. Okay. Say for, I want to come to your show. I want to support, right? But I only got 10 minutes. I got 10 minutes before I need to go to bed for work or make dinner for the kids or whatever obligation that I have. If I go straight to your bin, I don't even have to do anything. I don't have to ask you anything. I just say, okay, I want 5 of the Mr. Brown coffees. Oop, 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 oop. Check out, done. You'd be surprised how many people come in my shows. They won't say anything. They'll buy something in the bin and then they're gone. There are some people who are maybe not as social. Maybe they are more reserved and they don't want to ask you to run something. Maybe they're too nervous. Maybe they have social anxiety, and they can go in your bin and buy and they can leave. Okay? Not everyone's going to ask you to run something. Okay? Have those things ready in the bin. Okay? Another thing that is very cool about your bin is that as long as the bin is loaded, like let's say for I had my bin loaded, let's say I loaded my bin 24 hours in advance, okay? Did you know that people can buy from your show even if you're not on your show? So you guys, technically I had these 48 things in the bin 28 hours ago, 24 hours ago. You could have bought the stuff early. Maybe I know I can't come to your show at that time, but I want that thing right there. You can buy it right now, even if I'm not live. So there's so many different benefits of having items in the bin. Okay? Also, another reason why it's also good to have things in the bin is because if you get a raid, and we talked about raids earlier. For those who are hopping in who don't know what a raid is, it's when we have 19 people in the room right now. If I take all 19 of these people and go to another show, okay? So instead of ending my show, we go to someone else's show, right? And now there's new people here, and they're like, "Oh, who's this person?" You know, the first thing they do, they go to your bin. There's been so many times where I'm heartbroken that someone got a huge raid. 100, 200, 300, 500 people. And guess what? There's nothing in their bin. So they lost out on a huge opportunity of 500 eyeballs looking at their store. Do not miss out, friends. You never, raids are unpredictable. You don't know when they're coming. If they're random, you don't know who they're coming from. So you always, what do we say, y'all? What do we say? Stay ready. So you ain't got to get ready. Make sure those things are in the bin, my friends. Trust me on it. You don't want to miss out. My heart is always broken when people do not have things in their bin when they get in raid, okay? Okay, so that's what we're doing to gain trust. Okay, the next thing, we talked about this a little bit earlier, so I'm going to go over it very quickly, is make sure you have an eye-catching thumbnail. People are going to scroll right past you if your thumbnail is not good, okay? What makes a good thumbnail? It's eye-catching. Guys, go to your category right now, whatever category you sell in, and just go look. Don't even click these shows, but just scroll and see which thumbnails your eyes go to. Why did your eyes go there? Is it because it's bright? Is it because there's a model modeling the clothes? Is it because it's one of your favorite brand logos? Why do your eyes go to those? Try to understand why and then implement that for your thumbnails. Okay, friends? Obviously, everyone's going to be a little bit different based on what you are selling in your shows. Okay? Make sure it's drawing attention and clearly represents what you're selling. Again, friends, if you are selling, I'm gonna use comic books because I see Jay Broski's name. If you're selling comic books, we don't want to see a picture of your baby. Is your baby cute? Your baby is super cute, but it's not a good representation of what you're selling. Does that make sense, my friends? Now, if she has a baby if the comic book is the baby, that makes sense. You get what I'm saying, friends? Make sure it clearly represents what you're selling, or people are going to scroll right past you, and you might take an hour to curate the show, and you got some really, really good stuff, but you dropped the ball. Oh yeah, you do have a baby Daredevil. That's funny. I totally forgot about that. Guys, listen. You don't want to get passed by because you didn't pick the right photo. Please don't do that to yourself, okay? These are small little things that you can change starting your next show that will get people in the room. Small things that are free. This is free stuff, y'all. It don't cost you no money to choose the right photo, okay? Alrighty, friends. Another thing is build hype in advance. You need to schedule your shows at least 1 week in advance. At least. I would highly recommend doing it further in advance, y'all. I even have my 2nd-year anniversary show booked, scheduled already, and it's for November. And I think I already have 60 bookmarks on it. Schedule your shows out, friends. Schedule your shows out at least 1 week in advance, okay? And you need to have at least 3, okay? If you are doing something really fancy, like maybe you're doing like okay, so we're gonna talk about this one. So I'm doing a raid train. It's hosted by Derek, Fundamentals, and Q, Secondhand Sarcasm. I'm gonna tag them really quick, y'all. They're doing a raid train called Say It With Your Chest, which is going to be a t-shirt raid train. And as you guys know, I'm a snack seller, so I'm doing something that is not my normal thing, right? So something that I can do, I've already scheduled that show. But something that I can do is I can have a preview show, right? Because I can't technically sell those shirts until that show happens. So what I can do is like maybe a day or 2 or 3 days in advance, show you guys like, hey, these are some of the shirts that I'm going to be doing. If you guys want to get these shirts, make sure you guys come and bookmark Friday's show. You guys can pre-bid on these right now. You can do a preview show to get people excited about what you're selling as well, and of course have those things in the bin, so if somebody does want to pre-bid on those items ahead of time, that they can. Okay, let's see here. So you can have preview shows. And then also I said use FOMO. If you guys don't know what FOMO is the fear of missing out to create excitement. Guys, make sure you come here this Friday. Like if I do we're talking about the raid train. Come here this Friday. This is the only day that I'm doing graphic t-shirts, sizes small to 2XL with really cool sayings. You guys don't want to miss out. Okay? Another thing, when it comes to, you will get more bookmarks when you schedule your shows well in advance. I agree, definitely, Victoria, definitely. You get so many bookmarks as long as you're doing it in advance. There's nothing wrong with a pop-up, which means that like right now, I want to do a show right now. I didn't promote it, but I just got the feeling to do it. Those are fine. But if you want to maximize all the tools that Whatnot has that has to offer, try to do them in advance. Welcome in, Trisha. A raid train is an event hosted by sellers who have like some type of theme. So we'll use the Say It With Your Chest raid train, which is a graphic t-shirt raid train where each seller has a certain amount of time they go on, let's say like 30 minutes, and then you raid into or go into the next seller. So like say for if I start at 7 p.m. Central Time, I do 30 minutes of selling shirts, and then I raid into my friend Jay Broski. She does 30 minutes of shirts, and then she raids into fundamentals. He has 30 minutes. It's like a train, right? That's what a raid train is. It's a really an amazing tool that people do on here to get exposure, right? Because the idea is the people who are coming or raiding into your show most likely don't know who you are, because the person in front of you is they have different customers, right? So it's to get exposure. So there's lots of raid trains. Anyone can host them. They're different themes, different times. As you get more here on Whatnot, you will notice more and more on them. Okay, they're really fun though. Okay, also make sure you guys, and this is all, remember, the topic of discussion is how to attract buyers to your live show. We haven't even pressed the go live button. This is all the stuff that we're doing ahead of time. The stuff we're doing ahead of time to build excitement about our shows before we hit the go live button. Okay. All right. Next up is you can use social media, and I'm gonna use this really quick. I'm gonna tag this really quick. We do have a new group, friends. It is on Facebook. You go to Facebook groups, type in Whatnot Resellers Network. It is a free group that you guys can join, where you guys can meet new people. You can drop your links to your shows, ask questions, things of that nature. It's free to join, y'all. Literally, all you have to do is hit the join button, and I will preview. So using social media, I always tell people go on your social medias and promote your shows. You'd be surprised how many people come into the shows based on social media. Okay, friends? Alrighty, I won't go more into that because that's very self-explanatory. And then the last thing that I suggest you do before you hit the go live button is make sure that you're an active community member, which you guys are doing a really good job. You're doing that right now. Going to community shows, talking, asking questions, and explaining to people who you are. Hi, welcome in, friend. Explaining to people who you are. In community shows, you can promote yourself. At least in my shows, you can, where you can say, hi, my name is Bunny. I sell exotic snacks from all over the world. And then people are like, oh, wow, that's cool. Then they go to your profile, and then they go ahead and follow you. Good evening, friend. Okay, so those are all the things we do ahead of time. Now remember, friends, you can also go to other people's shows that are not community shows, but I don't suggest introducing yourself, if that makes sense. Okay, you can just be an active participant in the chat. So let's use beauty for example, because I was in the beauty category for a very long time. So say before I go to one of my friends' show or just a random person's show, right? And I'm like, oh my gosh, I love that lipstick color. That looks really great. Now I am adding to the show. And then the host most likely will say, oh, yes, this one is one of my favorites, or this one's really popular, or something. They will feed off of what you're saying. And the more times you comment, listen, friends, the more times you say something in the chat down here, the more times your name pops up, which gives people the more opportunity to click your name, to go to your profile, to follow you, and maybe be at your next show. See how that chain reaction is? Now, don't be spammy, okay? Don't just be posting just nothing. Make sure that it's actually adding to the show that you're in, of course, right? You don't ever want to be spammy, okay, friends? I don't also, since we're talking about spam, I want to, hi, friend, welcome in. I do want to say this really quick. Please, friends, if you are one of these people, stop doing it immediately. Immediately. Do not spam your show to people's inbox. Meaning, you have a show, you hit the share button, and then you send it to 10 random people that you don't know, thinking that that's getting their, what's up, foster friends? Getting getting your name out to everyone. That is spam, friends. And if you're like, okay, well, what is the point of the share button? The point of the share button is to share it to like people you know, like your friends. Like if I'm talking to foster friends, for example, and I'm like, oh, foster friends, she said she wanted that new spicy chip, and then I share it to her. You get what that's made for, friends. I promise you. I 100% of the shows people send me that way, I don't go to. 100% of them. Guys, I get so many of those messages a day that it's irritating. And I know it feels like you're doing the right thing because it's like that's what the share button is for. But I promise there's so many other different ways to promote yourself other than that. That's spam. Okay, friends. So don't do that. Do the things I'm telling you to do, like going to Facebook, posting it, going to community shows, being an active member. Those are going to get you so much further than doing that. Because a lot of people, when they're getting those spam messages, you know what they're going to do? They're going to block you. So you did the complete opposite of what you thought you were trying to accomplish. The complete opposite. And I don't want anyone to do that because I know when we're new, we just don't know. We just don't know. We don't know what we don't know. So I'm your friend. So I'm telling you now, don't do that. Find another way to get your name out, okay? All right, my friends. Let's see here. I know I'm missing some comments. Let me go back up really quick. Okay, let's see. We need more community awareness. Like, yes, I totally 1000% agree on that for sure. Totally agree. As a seller, I lose important messages from buyers because, yes, I totally agree on that as well. I would rather someone tag me in a show. This is true. This is true. It's annoying. Yup. Yep. You guys understand. So don't be that person. If you are that person, that's okay. Just stop doing it as of right now. We're letting you know, guys. We're letting you know. Do not do that. Go to now. You can go to Facebook groups and do that all day, and no one is going to care. No one's going to bat an eye because that's the purpose. That is the intention of the group, but not in messages, y'all. I don't even want to know how many messages I get a week. Just y'all don't do that. Okay. Oh, okay, let's continue on, friends. So we've talked about the things we do ahead of time. I'm going to wrap up really quick with the things we do before time, how to attract buyers to your show. Before your show, you're going to build trust by having a cute or appropriate, clean background. You're going to have a loaded bin. You're going to have an eye-catching thumbnail. You're going to build hype in advance by having at least 3 shows scheduled a week out in advance, okay? We're going to also leverage our social media if you guys want to, and then also being an active community member. Those are all the things we're doing before our show, okay? It it bothers me, friends, when I hear people here on the platform say that Whatnot is not pushing my shows out. It's not Whatnot's responsibility to do that. I'm just going to be honest with you guys. It is your responsibility because this is your business. This is your business. Why are you expecting someone to do more work than what you do for your own business? You have to put the work in, friends. There's no shortcuts. Unfortunately, there's no shortcuts to this game, y'all. It's just you have to put the work in if you want the results. Whatnot is the perfect example of what you put into it, you get out of it. It's that simple, y'all. Okay? Are you referring to the Whatnot Sellers chat comment, buddy? What? Who said that? What? I missed it. What comment? So it's not good to share shows, wait, so it's not Good to share the live. Sorry, just starting really getting started with sellers. Oh, no, no. Yes. So basically what I'm saying, it's not appropriate to hit the, now if you're in the show and you share it here to a friend, that is completely fine. If you're sharing it like as someone watching. But if I, Blasian Bunny, go into your inbox and send it that way, that is inappropriate. That is considered spam. Just like when we get emails from people we didn't give our email address to, and they're like, click here for an extended warranty on your Windows. Who are you? Where'd you come from? That's kind of what it feels like when you get these random messages from people. Okay. So there's other ways to promote yourself besides sharing the show in message form. Okay. Now, say for you're in this show right now and you're like, oh, this is really good information. I want to share it to one of my friends. That's fine. But just not in a spam like way where I'm literally hitting share and I'm just sharing it to the first 10 people there and then I just send it out. That's spam. Okay. I hope that makes sense, my love. Okay. Okay, I try all of that. I'm averaging about 5 people at a time, and I get some sales. It's slow build. It is. It's a slow road at first. It definitely is a slow road. It's right down below, my love. So if you see right here, it says you just go to Facebook groups and you type in Whatnot Resellers Network. You just have to hit the join button, and then I will approve. I try to approve once a day. So just give me some time to approve that. But it's 100% free. Okay. But yes, friends, and one thing I do want to say, this and that you kind of reminded me is it doesn't, and how do I say this? I'm just going to say it. It doesn't matter how many people are in your shows. I know that sounds contrary to what you believe, but it doesn't matter. There's a difference between viewers and there's a difference between buyers. Okay? There are some people who have 100 people in their show and they don't have many buyers. Some people are just watching, they're just being nosy. You rather have buyers. Don't focus on followers and don't focus on viewers. When I first started here and I was selling women's activewear, I always tell this story. I had about literally 5 people in my show, y'all, okay? Had about 5 people in my show, and there was one lady in particular who just started buying a whole bunch of stuff. So first I was showing size large, she swiped, okay, thank you so much. Then I would show another large, she would purchase it. And then I was like, I went to smalls, and then she purchased it too. And I was like, okay, well, she was buying large and now she's buying small, so I just kept going. I'm like, she's buying, so let me just be quiet. So then I show a medium, and then she swiped on the medium too, and I'm like, what's going on here? And then I just got curious, and I said, hey, I noticed you're buying multiple sizes. Is there any other sizes that I could get you? She goes, well, I'm size extra large, and I have 3 daughters, and my daughters are size small, medium, and large. So I'm actually buying all the sizes because I think the stuff is really cute, and I think they would like it. So friends, sometimes it doesn't matter. It does not matter how many people are in your shows. It matters. You can have a very successful show with 5 people. Y'all, I sold a lot of stuff and I had 5 people in my show. Okay? If you have to, put a little sticky note, a little sticky note, and cover up how many people are in your shows. That can help too. Because sometimes we get anxiety when there's too little people, and too many people. So put a little sticky note over it, and I want you to sell. I want you to do your best job every show, no matter how many people are there. I used to tell myself when I first started out and I had 3, 4, 5, 6 people in my show, I said, okay, I'm going to use this as practice so that when I have 100 people in my show, I'm already ready. I'm already ready because I've practiced this a million times already. Now it's my time to shine. Use every show as practice, okay, friends? So I try to do my best, and no matter how many people is in my show, I'm always going to do my best every time. And you'd be surprised how much that attracts people to your show because they're like, oh, wow, like she's doing a really great job. She's really into this. Like, just keep going, my friends. It is a slow road. I just looked at how many hours that I put in this platform. I looked up how many streaming hours I have. Y'all, I'm gonna pull it up really quick so you guys can see. So you guys don't think I'm lying, okay? I've streamed a lot of hours on this app, y'all. It is a slow road when you first start. And that's why I say you have to make sure that you're finding something that you really enjoy because there's gonna be a lot of peaks and it's gonna be a lot of valleys, my friends. All right, if you guys ever want to see all of your analytics, make sure if you're a seller, you have to be approved as a seller already to see all of this. Go to the Seller Hub and go to analytics, okay? Give me 1 second. Let me edit the dates. Lifetime. So I've been selling on here since October 2023, okay? Now I do a lot more now than I did back then, okay, friends, when it comes to hours, okay? Give me a second. I'm going to show you guys. This is how many hours that I've put into Whatnot, okay? It takes time, my friends. You ready? I've streamed 836 hours in 1 minute. I want that to sink into you guys for a second. I've streamed 836 hours on this platform. And I have 23 people in my room. Okay, friends? Just put that into perspective, okay, friends? It's just me. I don't have a team of people. Now, some people, they have a whole business of people, okay? Please, friends, don't compare my 836-hour journey to your 4-hour journey. Does that make sense, friends? It's not fair. It's not fair to me compare my 836-hour journey to someone's 100,000-hour journey. Do you get what I'm saying, friends? It's not fair. You are in only competition with yourself. The goals that you have for yourself is I'm trying to do better than what I did in my last show. Don't look at that number. That number doesn't matter. I promise you that number doesn't even matter. No, don't get me wrong. I appreciate you guys being here, right? Well, you can change your idea of what success means. Does everyone want 100 people in their show? Sure, I get it, friends. But you can have a very successful show without having a whole bunch of people in there. Okay, friends? Redefine what your definition of success is, okay? Even if your show doesn't go the way you want it, take from it and learn why that happened. Why is it that this show I only sold 10 items, but the last couple shows I've sold 20 items. I've doubled that. You have to dissect and ask yourself what's going on. Is it the time of day you chose? Guys, it's summer slowdown right now. It's summertime. People are on vacations. People are going to graduations. People are at the lake. Like, keep all this stuff in mind sometimes, friends. You get what I mean? There's some things that we just can't control. Okay? Even me, I've done 836 streaming hours here on this platform, and there's been a time where I haven't sold even recently. I didn't sell anything in a show. It happens sometimes, friends, and it's okay. Don't beat yourself up, okay? Just learn from it and keep it going. You have to trust me. You have to trust me, my friends, okay? All right, let's go back up. Let me see if I'm missing some questions, y'all. Let's see. My first show, I had 3 to 5 people at any given time and sold 9 items that hour. And that's really good. And think about it, friends. Think about it okay, let's use this show for example. Yes, this is my full-time job. There's 22 people in here right now. Now, that doesn't seem like a lot, but if you think about it, friends, if you really put that in perspective, imagine if I had a small brick and mortar store where people physically walked into my store. If I had 22 people in my shop right now, that's a lot of people. Even if you had a brick and mortar store, a cute little boutique, and you had 5 customers in your shop at one time, that's good, friends. It's good. Okay, so try not to don't compare. Please don't compare your shows to other people, my friends. Okay, please don't do it. What do they say? That comparison is the thief of joy. Is that what they say, friends? Did I quote that right? Don't compare yourself, please. You are only in competition with yourself, okay? I promise you, friends. Just ask yourself, what can I have done better? If you want to critique yourself in a good constructive way, one thing that I love to do that I still do to this day, y'all, I love rewatching my shows. I love rewatching my shows because when I first started, friends, and I had 5 people in my show, I'm like, okay, how can I get more people in my show? What can I do? Right? What can I do to get more people in my show? And I would rewatch my shows and I'll be like, oh, I'm kind of boring. I was at the time, I was kind of boring. And sometimes you have to realize that, okay, maybe there's something I can do to be a little bit more entertaining. So what did I start doing? I started talking and being more personable. Maybe I'm like, okay, y'all. I'd be like, oh, I'm just making this up. Oh, this lipstick right here is so good, y'all. I wore this on a date the other day, and I swear it looks so good. You're like, oh, that is nice. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can, the best piece of advice I gave myself when it came to talking to my chat, which is you guys. I don't like to call you guys chat, I like to call you guys friends. Because in my mind, I'm talking to you guys as if you were my friends. If I was sitting, I'm pointing to my living room over here. If I was sitting on my couch over here in my living room, and my best friend was sitting next to me, how would I explain this lip gloss to her? How would I how would I get my friend to be excited about this lip gloss like me? That's how you talk to your people in your show. If you're showing a dress, you're like, oh, this dress is so nice. This would be a perfect dress for girls' day out or a cute shopping excursion. Like, give people an experience. Whatnot is so different. It's so different than every other selling platform ever. Because it's kind of like eBay meets QVC. It's an experience. I could go buy this lip gloss on the website without Bunny. Do you understand? Everything that you buy on Whatnot, think about it. Every single thing that you've ever purchased on Whatnot, you can go purchase somewhere. You can go purchase from the people who sold it, like the actual company. But you came to Whatnot, right? Because you enjoy the experience of shopping. It's a live shopping experience. So make it fun, friends. Make it personable. Be engaging. Talk to people as if they're your friends. That's why I say when you come in, you guys always say hi friends, hi friends. I even have on my little sticky notes. When you guys order from me, I put these on all of the packages. It used to say hey beautiful because I used to sell makeup, right? Until Jay Broski and her husband was like, can you put hey friend? And I'm like, oh yeah, I do say hey friend. So this is what mine says, y'all. It says, so we'll get to this. I'll talk about this more. We got off subject, y'all. We were talking about how to attract buyers, but look, y'all, my heart was there, so I had to talk about it. Okay. So during your show, you want to engage with your audience, okay? So how do you engage with your audience? My kiddos know a bunny package. Yes, exactly. So and I will talk about this here in a second, but all of my packages, friends, it doesn't cost me a lot, but I put on all of the packages a little carrot like this. So you guys know, oh, it's a bunny package because there's a carrot. You know, there's little things that you can do to make your people feel special or know that it's yours, that it's you, right? It's like Derek, everyone says, I always know I got a fundamentals package when they see the tape. You guys, you'll see as you become. Okay, so during our show, how do we engage with our audience? Maybe you're not a very bubbly person like me, okay? What are some things that you can do to engage the chat? Greet viewers by name. If you only have, let's say, you said you have 10 people in your show. As people come in, people love the sound of their name. That's the psychology thing, y'all. They love the sound of their name. So if I'm like, hey, welcome in, natural state of high, people are like, oh, she said my name. And then now they're going to be a little bit more in tune to what you're doing. Now, can you say hi to everyone who comes in? Not necessarily, but that is something that you can do when you think about it. Every few minutes, say welcome in, and then say their name. Okay. You can ask questions to encourage interaction. So sometimes I'll say, everyone, comment down below. What state do you live in? So everyone, let's do that right now. Let's see if I got any state twins. If you guys did not know, I live in the beautiful state of Nebraska. I'm a corn husker. I live in the Midwest, y'all, right in the middle of the map, okay? So you can ask things like, what state are you guys in? Oh, yes, we know, yes. I should have worn my Nebraska shirt today, no. You can ask people what time zone, like what time, like sometimes I used to do like really late night shows. I would say, guys, it's 3 a.m. in the morning. What time is it where you guys are at? Something like that. That will get people to say where they're from. So I see Arizona, California, Illinois, North Carolina, California. A lot of Californians in here. So things like that. That is engaging the chat. Now people are kind of in tune of what you guys are saying. We got Indiana and Arkansas. Thank you so much, guys. Okay. So ask questions. Another thing you can do is just like just like the poll we're doing right now, you can ask a poll question. Maybe if you sell clothing, you can say, what size are you looking for today? And do small, medium, large, extra large, plus size, right? So that people can see now when you're done with your show. Well, look at it before you're done with your show, because once you end the show, you can't see the poll anymore. But maybe take a screenshot of it right before you end your show, and you're like, oh wow, 75% of people said that they're size large. That means you probably should start investing in more sizes large. Things like that. Engagement, okay? This is a big one. This is a huge one. Respond to comments and acknowledge shares. When someone comments, try your best. Now, this is a speaking show, so it's a little bit different than my normal shows. But usually, when we are doing a normal show and someone comments something, I try my best to acknowledge what they're saying because they feel heard. What's up, Jay? Welcome in. They feel heard, right? If someone has a request and they're like, "Hey, Bunny, can you please run the chocolate bars?" Right? I'll say, "Hey, yeah, I can run the chocolate bars here in just a second. Let me finish up with the chips, and we'll get to the chocolate bars. So just stick with me for a second." And then I'll be like, okay, thank you. Acknowledge instead of me in my head saying, well, I'm doing chips right now and I'll do chocolate bars later. Just say it. You get what I mean? So then you acknowledge them, friends. People like to feel acknowledged, right? And then also, if someone shares the stream, make sure you say thank you because, friends, they don't have to do that. So that's very kind of them. So make sure you're saying thank you. Okay? Alrighty, so that's engaging with your audience. You can also tell like little stories, and things of that nature. Or people are like, well, I don't know what to say. What do I say? Talk about the item. Okay, so I always say like, we'll use this for example because I have it right in front of me. I'm like, okay, this is a coffee. All right, chat. Here we go. This is example one. All right, guys, this is coffee. It's running now. It's running now, guys. Coffee running now. Okay, that's number one. Okay, now let's do number two. Hey guys, this is gonna be cappuccino coffee all the way from Taiwan. It's a 3-in-1 coffee. It has the milk, cream, and sugar already in it, and it's only 100 calories, friends. This one is really, really good. This one is actually my favorite flavor. See how that's different than the first one? Talk about the item. If you don't know what to talk about this. And if you don't know what to say, read the package. What does the package say? This says, Mr. Brown cappuccino iced coffee ready to drink. 100 calories. Just read what the package says. I used to Eskimos. You're so silly. But you get what I'm saying? If you don't know what to say, just literally explain what you're looking at. Okay? Well, people know what it is. Do they? Do they know what it is? I don't know. You got to explain it to them, friends. At the end of the day, this is a selling platform. So we are salespeople. That sounds really weird to say it that way, but it's very true, friends. We are salespeople. Just saying. All right, friends, let's see here. Other things that you can do during your show to engage the chat. I'm sorry, not engage the chat, to attract buyers. You can also do flash sales. If you guys are familiar with flash sale, that is a way that you can discount an item in your bin for a certain amount of time. So let's go ahead and do an example since I was showing the cappuccino. Let's go ahead and do that really quick. And this is why it's always good to have things in your bin, okay, friends? So I'm going to pin it down below. Boop, boop, right there. Mr. Brown's iced coffee cappuccino, right? So it's $5 right now. But if I want to do a flash sale, it will entice people to buy it for a discounted price, okay? So in my background, I'll show you guys what it looks like. So you go to the item. Sorry. You go to the item right here. Okay, there we go. Go to the item right there. You click product actions. I hit flash sale. And it says, do you want to do a percentage off? Or do you want to do a price off? So I just did percentage. 25% is the default, but you can change it to whatever price you want. Let's just keep it at 25. And then how long do you want this flash sale to go for? 10 seconds, 15, 20, da 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 da. Hi, friend, welcome in. We're just going to do 10 seconds because we are doing an example, okay? Let me flip it back around really quick so you guys can see what it would look like at a normal show. So I'll be like, okay, friends, we're doing a flash sale on this item. You're gonna get this price for 10 seconds. Okay, friends, here we go. It is running now for only $3.75. This is only gonna last for 10 seconds, friends. So if you guys grab that, you guys can get that 25% off sale. See? Oh, thank you. I appreciate you, man. That was so kind of you. Thank you so much. And that's that is like an example, friend. So I appreciate you, my friend. I'm gonna go ahead and send these to you, okay? So things like that will entice someone to buy something, okay, friends? So I appreciate you, love, and I'll put a freebie in there just because I was very kind of you, my love. Thank you so much. But guys, I do have 5 different flavors of these in the bin. I have cappuccino, macadamia nut is my personal favorite. I have vanilla, mocha, and caramel latte. So if you guys are into coffee, these are really good. You literally just pop them in your refrigerator and you drink them. They're delicious, okay? So that is called a flash sale. You can do that, okay? And then also, when you're running the flash sale, also remind people that when it's running, or you can tell them before it's running, that they're not competing. What's up, Amy? How are you, love? You're not competing with other people. If you flash on, if you swipe as a customer on a flash sale, everyone gets that like $3.75 discount. It's not like someone bids and then another person bids and now it's $4. No, everyone gets that solid discounted price, which is enticing because you know Whatnot is usually a bidding app where you have to compete for the item that you want. So that's another cool thing that is called flash sales. Okay. Another thing that you can do is if you have a limited supply of something. So in my shows, you guys know I sell exotic snacks, and some of them are very popular. A lot of people want a particular item. Well, if I only have 3 of them, right? I need to tell people, hey guys, this is limited supply. I do only have 3. Okay. So if you guys want this today, just keep that in mind when you guys are bidding. You know, not in like a pushy way, but just letting people know, like, hey, I have a limited supply of this. Okay. So keep those things in mind. If you have something that is limited edition, make sure that you're saying that. If it's one of a kind, if it's custom made, if it's the first one ever made version, I don't know, whatever you guys are selling, it makes a difference, right? Make sure you know what the heck you're selling so that you can sell it. Okay. When I see sellers with pallets doing snacks and they put everything in the box, type it up and ship it off, what's the shipping setting for that per box? It's probably flat rate shipping. Flat rate. They do the flat rate boxes. It's like up to 70 pounds. Tape. Hold on. What are you saying, girly? Um, Everything in a box. Tape it up and ship it. Yeah, it's called flat rate shipping. Flat rate shipping. So how the flat rate works, Erica, is you pay $9.21 for that box, and if you want to get another box, you have to pay another $9.21 again for the second box. So you basically are making that shipping payment every single time you swipe on one of their boxes. Okay. All right, friends, let's continue on. I hope everything's making sense. If you guys have questions as I'm talking, feel free to comment down below. You're more than welcome, love. Be sure to comment down below and let me know, okay? Okay, let's see here. What else does my note say? Oh my gosh, this is a huge one. If you don't take anything I say in this whole thing I've been talking about, you need to listen to this one. Y'all got your pens and papers? Are we ready? Are we friends? This is the main one right here. The topic of discussion is how to attract buyers to your show. The main thing is have good vibes. It's not rocket science, friends. Have good vibes. Have you ever been into someone's show and they were rude, nasty, or mean? Did you want to buy from that person? No, you didn't want to be there. All right, guys. Next up, we're selling this coffee. This one is 8-ounce coffee right here. Somebody want this one? All right, come on, chat. Bid it up. Bid it up. Okay. Okay. How about this one? All right. Next up, guys, we're gonna do this Oreos. Oreos. I don't even know what flavor this is. I don't know, guys. Some type of exotic Oreo. Some type of exotic Oreo up next. Okay. Okay. Next up, guys, we got this pink bunny. Guys, don't be boring. Have some good vibes, okay? I'm leaving. This is so boring. Ugh. Yeah, snooze fest. Guys, have a little. Now, you don't have to be like me. I'm kind of like overly excited about life. You don't have to be like me, but have something, friends. Have a little personality or something. Just be who you are. Guys, I don't remember her name. There's one seller. I don't know if she still sells on the platform, but she is like mean, to her people, but it's like in good fun. That's just her personality. She sells stuff out of her bathtub. Do you guys know who I'm talking about? I don't remember her name. She sells random things out of a bathtub in like her living room. She was on here when I first started selling on here, and I just thought was, do you know who I'm talking about? I don't know her name. I can't remember her name. But she's actually like mean to her people, like on purpose though, because it kind of reminds me of that restaurant. You guys, I don't know where it's at. That restaurant where people are actually the servers are mean to you, they're rude to you. They're like, oh my God, would you hurry up and order? You're taking all day. It's like one of those kind of vibes. Yes, like it's there's a couple of them. It's kind of like that, right? Do I suggest you do that? I don't know. You do what you want for your own show, but have some type of entertainment value to your shows. Why is somebody watching you? Okay. Mall of America? Okay. Have some type of element to your show. If maybe that's just her person. I think that's literally just her personality, and she just that's just who she is, and people come there just for that. So be who you are. I'm not saying that you have to change and now I have to sound like Bunny and do what she does, because that no, do who you are. Who y'all, if y'all come to my shows, y'all know I'm a very corny person. I say a whole bunch of like corny jokes, and I laugh about the silliest things, and y'all, I be having fun with myself, okay? Even if nobody else is having fun, I'm having fun. Okay? Make yourself have fun. If you're having fun, it's gonna rub off on other people. Y'all, look, I know everybody in here who's been to one of my shows has heard one of my corny jokes, okay? And I wouldn't change for anyone. If someone was like, I'm so tired of hearing these corny jokes, I'd be like, you can go somewhere else. You can go somewhere else. You don't have to be here if you don't want to. This is my show. I'm gonna run my show the way I want to run my show. Okay? So friends, be who you are. Okay? Be who you are. All right, let's keep moving. So maintain good vibes. I put in my notes, your tone sets the mood. Keep it positive. Oh my God. Keep it positive. The quickest way to get me out of your show is you being a negative Nancy. Ooh, or negative Nathan. I don't know if that's real. I just made Nathan's name up. Okay? Don't be a negative Nancy or Nathan. If you don't want your items to sell for $1, don't start your items for $1 and then yell and be pissed at your customers because it's sold for $1. You did that to yourself. Why are you pissed off? Friends, I'm sorry. I'm getting irritated with myself, y'all, because it really pisses me off when people are rude to people. Anytime a customer swipes down below, remember that person is supporting you. If they swiped, they're supporting you. Even if they didn't win that bid, that person still swiped. That shows that they are supporting you. So why would you be mean, rude, nasty, or mean to the people who are supporting you? Even if something, maybe, well, I know this is not worth $50, okay, friends? Just go with it, okay? Guys, this only sold for $10. It goes for $50 everywhere else. You guys stole this from me. Guys, don't do that. How? That's so disrespectful. If you are looking to get a certain amount of money for an item, start the item the lowest you are willing to accept for it. Period. If I want to sell this energizing bunny and I want to get $5 for it, guess what I should start it at? $5. It's so simple. Start at $5. Don't start this for $1 and know in the back of my head I need $5 to profit, right? And then I get mad when it sells for $2. Okay, so what if I start this bid off for $5 and it doesn't sell for $5? Should I rerun it at $1? No. You should put it away and sell it again next time, or try to put it out again in 20 minutes. Logic is a beautiful thing. You understand, my friends? Please don't be mad at your chat. Please don't yell at them. Unless they're just being rude. Now, there are some crazy trolls on there. You're more than welcome to ask questions. Yes, you can. There are trolls on here. I'm not saying that some customers are not meant to be yelled at. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all been in the shows, okay? Y'all know what I'm saying, okay? Thank you so much for the share, friend. I appreciate you. Okay. But what I'm saying is maintain a positive atmosphere for your people. Okay. You want people to come back, right? Right? You want returning customers, yeah? Okay. Also in my notes for maintaining good vibe, make sure you're smiling, approachable, and welcoming. Okay? Very self-explanatory. And my last note for this is have fun. At the end of the day, have fun with yourself. Look, I'll be having a good old time by myself, y'all. Even if it's one person in the room and it's just me and my other device. Me and my other device. I'm gonna have fun, y'all. I'm gonna entertain myself, okay? Put some music on in the background. Have fun, okay? People always forget that. Yes, this is a business. Yes, it is stressful, but have fun, okay? Look, it's okay, y'all. Let your hair down. Stay engaging and make sure you be yourself. Be yourself. Be yourself. Whoever that is. People are going to find your tribe of people are going to find you. Guess what, y'all? I'm a positive, go lucky person. But guess what? Someone's going to come to my room and I'm not going to be the seller for them. They might say, oh my gosh, she's a little bit too she's been drinking a lot of coffee. I don't know if I can handle her. And that's okay. But I'm going to be myself. If someone doesn't want to come to my room based on how my personality is, that's okay, friends. They can go somewhere else. That's the beauty of Whatnot. There's a whole bunch of, thank you so much, Reptile Guy. Thank you so much, friend. I appreciate you. There are going to be other sellers. I'm not the only person on the platform who sells this. I'm not. There's tons of people who sell this. So they might not like my personality. That's okay. Don't go to someone else. Your tribe of people are going to find you. So be you. Because it's going to be hard. It's going to be hard to maintain this mask of someone that you're not. That's too much work, y'all. Don't do that. Just be you. I promise. I promise your tribe of people are going to find you. Okay? All right, friends. Here's another one. Know your products. I hate when I go to a show and someone doesn't know what they're showing me. What? How do you want me to? How do you want me to buy something and you don't even know what it is? All right, friends. This is running next. Here we go. Bid it up. Bid it up. Bid it up. What the heck am I looking at? What is that? All they're saying is bid it up, chat. This and that. Swipe, 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 swipe. You get what I'm saying, friends? Make sure you know what you're selling. You don't have to be an expert at it, but have some type of idea of what it is so that you can explain it to people. Remember, we are salespeople, okay? All right, friends. I know people are asking questions in the chat. Just give me 1 second. I try to finish my thought, and then I'll go back up and read the questions. Okay, friends. Y'all be patient with me. Okay, I appreciate you guys. Okay, make sure you know what you're selling. I put, how can buyers trust you if you don't even know your own items? That is the note that I put in there. How can buyers trust you if you don't even know your own items? Does that make sense? Please have some idea of what you're selling, friends. I'm not buying it. If you don't know, I don't know. Okay, friends, let's take a look. I know I'm missing some questions, okay? Give me a second. Alrighty. Let's see, friends. Don't price things at $1 if you're not willing to take it for $1. I've seen people get so mad that something sold for $1. Yep, they do it all the time, girl. You're absolutely right. Erica said next show is $10. Okay, let's see here. Can I load items for a show beforehand without pictures, like 30 something items to add quickly? Yes, you sure can. I would advise you to add a quick photo, but yes, you can add them without the photos. The reason why I say add photos is because if you are doing adding your items beforehand, as soon as you add them to the show, people can see them. Okay, so like I know you probably weren't here earlier, but when you add those to the show, people can actually buy those items even if the show hasn't started yet. So for example, I have 48 items right now in my right here, 48 items in my bin. If I would have uploaded these 48 hours ago, people could have made purchases within the last 2 days, even if I haven't started the show. So yes, I have 14, but oh yeah, you don't have to, but I'm just saying I encourage you to. So yes, you can definitely do that as far in advance as you want, okay? Oh no, you're fine. That's what I say. I just encourage people. You don't have to do that. A lot of people don't do that. I would say probably about I would say it depends on what category you're in. Because when I did beauty and makeup, a lot of people had a lot of stuff preloaded already. So it just really depends. Okay, friend? All right, let's see here. Is there any other questions? I hope that helps, my friend. But yes, definitely do it, and I highly encourage it. Okay. Alrighty, let's see here. Alicia says, I must say you are great to watch and listen to. You're so informative and glad. Oh, thank you so much, friend. I truly appreciate you. That means a lot to me. The reason why I started doing these seller support shows in the beginning, so I've been doing them for about a year and a half now. And the reason why I enjoy doing them is because when I first started here on the platform, y'all, I didn't know anybody. I literally just didn't know anyone, right? So I couldn't ask a friend. I couldn't like I just didn't know. I didn't know anything, y'all. I had no large social media following. So I was just kind of out here naked and afraid. Naked and afraid, y'all. So this is my way to give back to the community, y'all, and help you guys. Because look, y'all, I wish there was somebody there helping me. And look, I'm gonna tell y'all all the struggles and things that I messed up on, so you guys don't have to do it. Okay? I'm like your big sister. Okay? I'm telling you, don't do this. Don't make the same mistakes that I did. Okay, friends? You do better than me. Okay? So thank you so much. That means the world to me, Alicia. All right, friends, let's see here. Am I missing any other questions really quick? How do you know when someone purchases an item in the bin? Good question, Highway. So it will pop up if somebody buys something randomly in the bin, just like when the auction and someone wins, their little picture will pop up in the middle of the screen. The same thing will happen when someone purchases something in the bin. And then I will just say something like, "Oh, thank you so much," because I can't. It's so fast when they buy it in the bin that sometimes I can't read what they purchased. So I'll just say, hey, thank you so much for purchasing in the bin. I truly appreciate it. Or another thing you can do is if you click this little house button over here, and this is accessible to anyone's shows, including the seller. If you click the little house button over here, there is an auction tab, there's a buy it now tab or the bin. And then there is a sold tab. So you can see all the items that were sold there as well. Okay. Love your notes of care in your packages. Thank you so much, Will. All right, I appreciate you, love. Okay, so you can look there, and then also when you are doing your shows and you're done with the show, you do get a packaging slip, which is basically a receipt for each individual customer who purchased in your show, and it will say, "Will all right purchase 2 bags of chips, 1 soda, 1 bag of candy." So it will just show on the receipt too. Okay. All right, friends, let's see here. Papa, welcome in, says, I only have mine for auction. Should I add more to the buy it now? I'd highly recommend that you add things to your buy it now. Yes. Let me hold on 1 second, friends. I forgot to tag something really quick. Alrighty, friends. Again, friends, if you were not here at the beginning of the show and you like what we're talking about and you want to see what we talked about, please, friends, go to my YouTube channel. This is streaming over there on YouTube. And I will repost it so that you guys can watch the rerun of it. And it's going to be at BLASIAN Bunny TV. I do these every 2 weeks. Oh, hold on, friend. Let me change my music. I do these every 2 weeks on Sunday evenings. But if you can't catch it, just rewatch it on YouTube, okay? Alrighty. Let's see here, friends. So rewatch it over there. Let's see here. Hold on, friends. I'm trying to catch up on the chat. I appreciate you guys. Naked and afraid. Well, all right, girl. Yes, I was naked and afraid. I didn't look. I didn't know what I was doing. I would just look. And if I could figure it out and I had no guidance, you guys look. I'm just trying to tell y'all. You can do it. You can do it. It just takes a lot of time, and consistency and effort. Okay. Whatnot, again, like I'm going to say, is one of those platforms. What you put in is what you're going to get out. Okay. So if you're just showing up randomly twice a month, not preparing, then that's the results that you're going to get. But if you're taking the time of all the things that we're talking about in this show, again, rewatch the YouTube video, you're doing everything that I tell you, you will not have any room to mess up. Okay, friends? Okay, let's see here. Natural State of High says, and it's logged in the seller's hub post show. Yep. And a shipping packaging slip will be generated for them. Yep, it sure will. Okay. Let's see here. What else are we getting? I just joined a few of the Facebook groups like 20 minutes ago, and I just got like 8 followers. Could it be related? Yes, absolutely. And that's what I mean, friends. It's like the best kept secret on here. Guys, go to Facebook, go to groups, and then go type in Whatnot and follow all those groups, promote yourself, and you will get followers. If you guys want to be in our group, we do have one. We just started. It's down below, friends. Facebook, go to groups, type in Whatnot Resellers Network, and it will pop up. It will pop up and I will approve you in the group. You can drop your shows there. You can introduce yourself to the people. You can ask questions there. It's just a place that we all can chat and join in on each other. Okay. Um, excuse me. We have only about less than 100 people, y'all. We just started it, y'all. So if you want to get in on the bandwagon, come on, come hang out with us, okay, y'all. And like I said, you guys are more than welcome to post in there. It's a networking thing, okay? Okay, let's continue on. What's the next thing you guys are talking about? And then we'll get back on the subject of today, which is how to attract buyers to your live selling show. Okay. Hope you guys are enjoying today's show. Alrighty. People sometimes ask me, they're like, Bunny, how much do you get paid to do these? Yeah, guys, you want to know how much I get paid to do this? $0. $0. I'm doing this out the kindness of my heart. And I want you guys to understand that. And I'm not saying that you guys have to buy anything from me, but I want you guys to understand. I'm coming on here, give you guys my time for free. I could literally be doing a show right now and I could be making money. Okay? So I literally do this for the community, y'all, to give you guys little tips and tricks that you guys can do and encourage you guys to keep going on. Okay? I don't make no money doing this. I just really love community. I think I was in Derek's show, aka Fundamental Show, the other day. I was co-hosting him and he asked me what was my favorite part about Whatnot. And y'all, the very first thing I said was community. Community is a huge thing to me in my personal life and here on Whatnot, because like I said in his show, entrepreneurship, starting your own business is a very lonely road. Very lonely road. We're excited about stuff. Sometimes we try to explain to family and friends, but they kind of don't get it because they're not in it, right? And we're so excited, but it's lonely. It's a lonely road. So I love that here on Whatnot we have other sellers that we can meet. Two of my really good friends I've met on Whatnot. We got Jay Broski 3 here at the bottom, y'all. She made me her husband here in the third. They made me this, y'all. They do comic books, 3D prints, custom designs, things of that nature, keychains, y'all. So if you Father's Day is around the corner, so if you guys want to get something for Father's Day, she's right here. Jay Broski 3 and her husband here the third. They will make something custom for you. They do also have great shows as well. So that's one of my friends that I met on here, and then also you guys know Derek, aka Fundamentals, is another one of my good friends on here, y'all. And if it wasn't for Whatnot, those are two people I talk to all the time. If it wasn't for Whatnot, I wouldn't have been able to meet them. So y'all, Whatnot's community is amazing. So I will continue doing these free shows for you guys because that's just who I am and what I'm about. Okay. So I really hope that you guys are getting information from these. And like I said, since it's free, if you wanna pay it forward, if you wanna pay me, this is what I ask y'all to do. Go to the YouTube channel and subscribe to my show. It's free. Okay? Subscribe to the channel. That's all I ask. Okay? That's the payment I want you guys to get for me. Okay? And I will tag it down below again for you, my loves. I appreciate you guys. All right, friends, there it is. YouTube at BLASIAN Bunny TV. Again, friends, all these live shows are going to be posted there under the live category. And then also, let me show, I showed this at the beginning of the show, but I will show it one more time for the people who are just hopping in. Okay? Hold on, y'all. So when you go to the shows, hold on. When you go to the shows, you're going to hit the, hold on, let me go back up really quick. Okay. So you want to go to the live tab right here. And then you want to go to one of the videos. All right, I'm going to pause that really quick. Then you want to go to this part right here that says more. When you hit the more button, if you scroll down, there's these things right here called timestamps. I do this after every show. Give me about 2 days, 48 hours to put this on here. But I break down every single thing that we talked about during the shows. Every single thing, okay? So this one right here, how to market your Whatnot business. If you want to know about that, all you have to do is click that 31 minute and 25 seconds. Click that and it will automatically take you there. Okay, friends? So if you want to rewatch this and you want to know what we talked about, that's everything. Okay? So keep that in mind, friends. So I always tell you guys that because it takes me a long time to do those, y'all. I'm kind of a perfectionist, if you did not notice. I'm kind of perfectionist, so that's my way to like help you guys navigate. So if you're like, oh yeah, we were talking about label printers, that's where I left off in the video, just go down to the timestamps and click where you left off. Okay, if you guys ever have questions, feel free to comment under the videos, and I will try to do a video on that. I promise I will do more content for you guys soon. I'm just doing the live ones right now. I'm trying to get everything together for you guys, but I will be doing more video style, more shorts and things of that nature soon. So make sure you're subscribed so that you guys can already be there when I start doing those for you guys, okay? And like I said, if you guys want me to talk about something, just comment in the videos, okay? Oh, it's so funny. I just got a notification that 9 Dives subscribed. I appreciate you, friend. That was so sweet of you. Okay. Yeah, I don't get a notification for everyone. You have to have it in your settings, but some people I do see when you guys subscribe. So thank you so much. I appreciate you guys. Okay, let me go back up. I know we're missing some questions really quick, and then we'll hop back on subject, okay? Thank you so much. I appreciate you, love. Okay, let's see here. Let's see. Rick says, thank you so much for all the advice and knowledge. I'm so scared to do my first show. Well, you're in the right place. You're in the right place. And I appreciate you. And like my friend Derek says, if you're nervous and scared, that's a good thing because it shows that you care. Okay. So I'm quoting him on that one because I do love that quote. It makes sense. It shows that you care, and that's a good thing. It's okay to be nervous. Just don't let that nervousness paralyze you, if that makes sense. Because in life, like, I'm gonna be honest, y'all, before I hit the go live button, like I showed you guys earlier, I've streamed 836 hours. That's a lot of shows, y'all. And I still get nervous before I hit the go live button. That's just me. I kind of am anxious a little bit. I'm a kind of an anxious person sometimes. So I still get nervous that butterflies still exist there. They're not as strong as when I first started. But it will happen, y'all. It just means that you really care, okay? And there's nothing wrong with caring about your business, okay? You're 140 shows in. Yeah, I'm the same way. Look, they're like, Bunny, you don't seem nervous. Well, I'm not nervous right now, but before I hit the go live button, y'all, I'm always nervous, okay? So just don't let it paralyze you, okay? Fear is just a muscle. The more you use it, the easier it gets, right? That's how I look at it, okay? All right, friends, let's see here. What else are we talking about, y'all? Let's see. Oh, so y'all, I usually talk until my phone dies. So we're right there. I think I'm at like 25%. Y'all know the phone goes red at 20. So I'm gonna give you guys as much as I can, and then we're gonna wrap up here soon, okay? How often let's see here. What am I reading? I'm trying to go in order, y'all. If I missed your question, I'm so sorry. Just drop it again for me, okay? I often see Whatnot sellers in the wild. We become friends immediately. In the wild. That's so cute. Do you do shorts packing? Those get a lot of views, girl. No, I haven't. I haven't done one of those yet. Like I was saying, I'm thinking about doing more shorts and things like that for you guys soon. I will definitely be doing it. I have to fit it into my schedule, y'all, because y'all know editing takes a long time. It takes a long time to edit, so that's why I'm gonna do like bite-sized shorts. So it's a little bit easier for me to manage, y'all. I have to fit it into my schedule, but definitely coming soon, friends. I promise. Okay, let's see here, friends. For those who are just hopping in, if you don't know who I am, my name is BLASIAN Bunny. I sell exotic snacks from all over the world, places like Taiwan, Japan, India, the Netherlands, just to name a few, and even some limited edition USA snacks as well. I do also the seller support shows where I do every 2 weeks on Sunday evenings, where you guys can come in here and ask me questions where it has to do for Whatnot. These are tips that I'm going to give you that are usually free. You don't have to pay any money. You just have to put it into your business, and they work. So guys, come and hang out with me if you enjoy that. I do also have a YouTube channel that I mentioned down below at BLASIAN Bunny TV if you guys want to rewatch it. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Or if you guys want to follow our group on Facebook, I'll pin that down below right now. Go to Facebook groups and type in the word Whatnot Resellers Network. We just started that group. It is free to join. You guys can drop links, things of that nature. Ask questions and things like that, okay? All right, I think we did the housekeeping. I try to say that every so often for the new people who are hopping in. I've been on the platform since October 2023. I started off in women's contemporary, which is going to be like women's clothing. I did women's activewear, and then for my first about I would say about first 3,000 sales after I did women's clothing was beauty, makeup, and skincare. I did that for a very long time, and now I live in the beautiful snacks category here on Whatnot. Okay, thank you so much for your bookmark, and I appreciate you guys. All right, friends, let's continue on. I'm going to try to get through the rest of my notes. It's not that I'm not looking at your guys' questions, but we do have a particular thing that we're covering today. So I'm going to try to finish those, and then I will answer your questions in between, okay? So the next thing is know your products. I think that was the last thing we said. And I'll just say the sentence one more time and then we'll move on to the next point. Know your products. How can sellers trust you if you don't even know your own items? Make sure you understand what the heck you are selling, okay? At the end of the day, we are salespeople. So you need to be able to sell your items and explain the points of what the item is, like, right? Like I said, this coffee right here is from Taiwan. Okay, it's a 3-in-1, has the coffee, cream, and sugar in it, and it's only 100 calories. Okay, that's not a lot of information to know. Let's just read what's on the package. Okay, friends, if you don't know what to say. Okay. All right, moving on. You want to make sure that you're in a. This is during your show. So we did. The topic was how to attract buyers for your live sales. If you guys want to rewatch the video on YouTube, we talked about what you do before your show. Now we're doing what you do during your show. Okay. Incentivize buyers with rewards. If you guys did not know, this little crown button on the top of the screen is the rewards program. I do highly recommend that if you qualify for the rewards program, that you do it. Okay, guys, click it right there. You guys can see what it is. It's basically when someone buys something, they calculate points, and then they use those to get coupons, and that is customizable for every single seller. Every seller can put how much discount they want to give, how many coupons they want to give, the dollar amount, the percentage amount. It is very customizable. Coupons. I know people say I sell coupons weird. It's coupons. I don't know. It is what it is. But we like coupons because they're free money, right? I do believe that there is, if I remember correctly, in order to qualify for the rewards program, you have to have $1,000 in sales and it's sold at least 50 items. I think that's what it is. Okay. So if you're newer, that's an easy goal, your first goal of what you want to get. $1,000 in sales and sold at least 50 items. Okay. So once you get that, you can make your rewards program. How the rewards program works is a seasonal rewards program. So there's 5 tiers. There's a bronze, a silver, a gold, platinum, and diamond. So obviously, as people progress into the rewards program, they unlock different discounts and things of that nature. Okay. The cool thing about is if your customers reach the diamond status, which is the highest tier in the season. So each season is 3 months, and then it starts over. If your customers get to the diamond status, that means that next season they actually start at gold. So they progress past bronze and silver and start at gold, which is really nice as well. Okay. So again, you guys can customize how you want yours. If you want to see an example, just click mine's here at the top, and that's what mine's is. Okay. So do the rewards program if you have it. There's also a way that you can do coupons on here. I don't do coupons as much. I don't see a lot of people do it, especially now since the rewards program exists, but things of that nature. But you can do it. So maybe if you want to I don't know, do a first time buyers coupon where they get like $1 off, 10% off. You can do that. Go to your Sellers Hub, go to marketing, and that's how you guys are going to be able to make coupons. I don't ever really use the coupons. Very, very rarely do I ever use them, but it's definitely there if you guys want to. Okay. All right. Sometimes people, like I said, do first time buyers discounts as well, returning customers discount. I like using the rewards program. Okay. All right, friends, next up is be prepared for raids. These are things that we're talking about how to get more people to stay in your shows. Be prepared for raids. What is a raid? A raid is, hold on, now I got to put on my do not disturb. 1 second. Okay, I'm back. Be prepared for raids. What is a raid? A raid is when, for example, we have 21 people in the show right now. Instead of me ending my show saying bye, see you guys later, I take all 21 of us and we go into another seller's show. So that 21 people will be added to their show. That is called a raid. You never know when you're going to get them. They're random. You don't know who you're going to get them from. And there's just a fun way to promote community in the Whatnot community world. Okay. So how can you be prepared for raids? First of all, when raiders come in, the first thing you need to do is introduce yourself. Y'all, there's been so many times where I watch people get rated and they're so overwhelmed with excitement that they forget to like say hi. So make sure you say something about yourself. Y'all, I have one sentence that I say all the time when I'm introducing myself. Find a sentence that works best for you. Something short, sweet, simple that explains who you are. So I'll give you guys mine. Hi guys, welcome in. My name is BLASIAN Bunny. I sell exotic snacks from all over the world. Short, sweet, simple. Okay? Introduce yourself so people know who the heck you are. They've never been here before, right? Another thing you can do when you get a rate is make sure you thank the people who rated you. Guys, there are so many other streamers that are going on right now at the exact same time, but somehow they chose you. You should feel very honored that they chose to come to your show, so you need to say thank you. Say thank you. Figure out who rated you. You can even, if you can't, if it's a big rate, sometimes you can't see who rated you. You can simply just say, hey guys, who rated me? Thank you so much. I truly appreciate it. And it says, oh, Jay Broski rated me. Thank you so much, Jay Broski. So you can do a couple of different things. You can say thank you, and you can say, hey, can you tell us what you sell so that we can support you? You can say that, or you can actually, if you have a slower moving show, you can click their name and read what they sell. Like, oh, click her show. Oh, guys, Jay Broski 3 sells comic books and 3D prints. Oh, that's really cool. Her next show is going to be tomorrow at 7 p.m. You can do that. You can run a giveaway. So a lot of times that's what I do when I get a raid in a normal show. I will do a giveaway. That way, the reason why I personally like doing giveaways when I get rated, and we'll go into more detail about giveaways because I don't recommend them for everyone in every situation. We'll explain that in a second. But I like to do giveaways because when you do a giveaway for the show, it is going to be 5 minutes. That means the people who just came, this is the way I look at it. The people who just came in, you have 5 minutes to show them who you are before the giveaway runs, because people will most likely stay because they want that free thing you're ever with whatever you're giving, right? So in my head, it's like I got 5 minutes to shine and show these people who I am so they could come back next time. Okay, that's just how I like to look at it. So I will do a giveaway for my raiders. Okay. Let's see what else I put in my notes. Showcase your best items to grab someone's attention. I don't care if you just showed your best. Okay, let's just say this is my best item. This is my best item. My Funko Pop. What is this? Energizing Bunny. Okay, I don't care if you just showed it 3 minutes ago before the Raiders got here. I want you to show it again because now you have so many new eyeballs that might be interested in the item. Always show your best items when a raid comes around. I know it seems repetitive to you because you've shown these items a few times. So what? New people are here. Rerun those items, okay? And make sure, this is why it's also really good to have things in your bin. If you guys don't know what a bin is, it's the buy it now button over here, the little house button. Because when raiders come in, the first place they go is to your bin to see what the heck you sell, right? So have things in your bin so that you are prepared when you get those raids, okay, friends? All right. Make sure, since we're talking about raids, make sure that when you in your show, no matter what, you always need to rate someone as well. Do not just end your show. I have 24 people in here. Don't just end the show and it's over. Take those 24 people and bless someone with 24 new people. Now, does that mean they're going to get 24 new buyers? No, but you never know. Someone might be really into whatever person you just rated into. Please raid people, okay? There's no reason why you shouldn't be raiding someone. If I go to someone's show and they end their show and they don't raid someone, I have a sour taste in my mouth about them, because this community is all about community. Whatnot's all about community. So if they don't want to share their people, what does that say about them, friends? Just because I have 25 people in my room does not mean these are my 25 people. You can't have my 25 people. These are my 25 customers. That's the wrong way to look at it, friends. Okay? Because there's so many people who have blessed you with the raid. Why wouldn't you want to pay it forward and raid someone else? Does that make sense, my friends? Even if you don't have anyone in your room, yes, Olga, even if you have 1-2 people in your room, you raid someone every single time for several different reasons. One, it's going to help with community. It's just a community aspect here on the platform. And it also is going to show support that you're supporting whoever you're raided into. Okay. Also, You never know what connections you're going to build when you rate into someone and you get exposure to a new audience. So let's say for Olga, you have 5 people in your room, okay? And you rate into someone, right? And let's say for they have 15 people in the room. We're just making numbers up, okay? You raid into them, and now there's 20 people in there. Guess what's gonna happen? That person you're gonna raid is gonna say, "Oh my God, guys, Olga Fines just raided us with the party at 5. Everyone go follow Olga Fines." Now, guess what? You scratched their back by raiding them, and they scratched yours back. You get what I'm saying? How it is bouncing off of each other. Thank you, Discount Hustlers. What's up, friend? How are you? See how you guys are supporting each other because you rate it. Now they're showing appreciation to you. And you never know. There might be someone in their 15 people that goes to your profile and they're like, "Oh my gosh, I didn't know that they sold this." And now that's your best customer because you rated into someone's show and they found you through that raid. And now they're your #1 best-selling customer. You never know, friends. It's all about exposure. This platform is all about community and exposure. Okay? So, yes, I don't care how many people you have in your room. Don't feel bad rating someone with quote unquote low numbers. That does not matter, friends. Anytime someone rates me, if you guys have been in my shows, I'm always very, very appreciative when someone comes in and rates me. Because, like I said earlier, friends, there is there's thousands of other sellers streaming at the exact same time as me, but that person chose me. How special is that? Think about that for a second, friends. How special is someone decided to raid you? Okay? That makes sense, my friends. All right, let me go back up. I know I'm missing some comments here. I've seen sellers act like they don't know how to rate and just end their shows. Man of Steel, I know. And it's funny because the ones that do it, they're like seasoned sellers. So they know. They know. They just pretend like they don't want. But yeah, there's some people who don't want to raid into other people because they feel like this is my community that I built and I don't want to share my customers because I worked so hard for these people. I don't want to share my customers with anyone else. And I feel like that's a very, very selfish way to look at things because think about how many times people have raided into you. People raid into you. People raid into you. So how selfish is it for you to think that you've created this community all by yourself? I did not create my community. I have 15,000 followers. It's just a number, but I did not create that community by myself. Those are people who rated into me. Those are people who share my shows. Those are customers who tell their sister to come and buy from me. Those are people who are telling their mom. I did not build this community by myself. I don't exist without you guys. Does that make sense? I did not do this by myself. So for you to say that I'm a seller and I made this community all by myself. Now, did you put the blood, sweat, and tears behind your business? Absolutely. No one is taking that from you, and that should be congratulated, but not to the point where it's in a selfish way. Because people raid into you. Does that make sense? Okay. And then they talk about community. I know. All right, friends, let me go back up. I know that we are missing something, so I apologize, y'all. How do you raid as a seller? Is there a raid button? Good question. So when you're about to end your show, it will give you 2 options. It will say end show or raid. You want to make sure you hit the raid button, and then it will ask you who do you want to raid. If you know there's a particular person you want to raid, you can type their name in, or it will give you suggestions on who you can raid. Okay. Or there's another button that says pick for me. I don't recommend that one, but if you want to do that, that's on you. I personally like to raid now that I've experienced, right? I've been around the block a couple times. I like to raid into people that have raided me so I can say thank you, right? You want to try to repay them back with the raid if you can, right? Or if I cannot raid into someone who's already raided me, maybe there's not a lot of people on, try to raid to someone that you know something about their show. Okay. Now, I used to try to raid new people, like brand new people, and I stopped doing that. And I know that it kind of sucks because it's like the idea you want new people to get love and support. But sometimes I learned that there was one time I raided into someone and they said that they messaged and they said that they felt like they were a failure because they didn't know how to manage the room. So they kind of like got very anxious and they didn't know what to do and it kind of disrupted their show, right? I felt so bad because my idea was to help them, right? But it had the complete opposite effect. You know, you don't know what kind of people you're rating into. So I try to rate people's show that I've been in their show before and I actually support and know that person, right? Because it's nothing like rating into someone and then you're like, dang it, this was a bad rate. This seller kind of sucks and they're mean and they're rude. You know what I'm saying, friends? So I try my best to try to take my people into a place that I support. Does that make sense? But I've just learned that recently because I've been on here for a while. When I first started, y'all, I would just rate someone. You get what I mean? But over time, I was like, wait a minute, this person was rude. Or have you ever rated someone and they're just not there? Like, where are you? Like, that was a waste of a rate. Like, I could have rated, or they don't like acknowledge you. And I'm not saying they have to like, it has to be fireworks. It has to, oh my God, Blasian Bunny's here. I'm not saying that. But sometimes people don't even, newer sellers sometimes don't even know what a raid is. They're like, okay, whatever. Whatever. I'd rather give that raid to someone who's going to appreciate it. I'm just being honest. That's just how I feel. I don't know. What are your guys' thoughts? What are you guys' thoughts when it comes to rating? Okay. All right, friends, let's go ahead and read some of these comments. And I got to talk fast, y'all, because my phone is on. It's about to die. And look, I didn't even get through the rest of my notes yet. I gotta hurry up, y'all. Y'all know I love to talk. All right, y'all, let's see here. I read with just me even after a private show. That's sweet of you. I'm testing audio angles. Best shout out ever I got. Oh, it was 9 times after a test show. That's so sweet. So sweet. Let's see. I agree. I think it's so wonderful to pay it forward and rate. Absolutely. Absolutely. I totally agree. Yes, it can get sketchy. I agree. Let's see here. Okay, friends, I think we're all caught up on that. So yes, make sure you're reading into someone else as well. Okay, so we talked about what you do before your show. We talked about what to do during your show. Now let's talk about after your show. It doesn't stop there. It doesn't stop there. Trust me, you have to do things after your show too to make sure that you're attracting buyers. Because maybe I buy from you one time, right? And then I get the package and then I open it up and there's dog hair all in the package. I'm not coming back. So you have to make sure that you're retaining you got to retain the customers that you just got. You get what I mean, friends? Yes, that's happened to me before. Okay. So what do we do after our shows? After our show, deliver great customer service. No problem. Oh, God, appreciate you. She said, yes, ship immediately. Absolutely. Deliver great customer service. Okay. Send some type of thank you message to your buyer. Either you can send them a message. You can hold on. Where's my little card at? Hold on, y'all. I'm gonna can someone tag Kristen approve for me? I'm gonna try to tag her real quick. Thank you. I just ordered a package from Kristen Approved. Look at this really pretty. You don't have to do this. I'm just showing you an example. It was her first show. She had her first show last week. I purchased something from her for support. And this one says very grateful. And then she wrote a cute little one sentence in there that says how appreciative she was. It doesn't have to be anything fancy, y'all, but this is very sweet. When I opened up the package, I was very thankful for that. Do that. What I do, friends, is I put a little I have a label printer. If you guys, oh yeah, if you guys want to see what label printer that I'm using, if you guys go to my show notes over here, it says Amazon reseller must-haves. My labels and the ring light that I use and my printer and everything I use for Whatnot is there. It's on Amazon. So if you guys click that or copy that link, you guys can see everything that I use. This is what I do. I have a thermal label printer. So I put this on all of my packages and it says, hey friends, thank you so much for your support. I appreciate coming. Wait, I can't read backwards. I appreciate you coming to hang out with me and I hope to see you again. Love, Bunny. Caution, this package will cause extreme happiness. Live shows every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Hi, Kristen. I was telling everyone how cute your thank you cards were for your first show. Thank you so much, honey. There she is right there, friends. So that's what I was saying. Little touches like that make a huge difference, okay? Make a huge difference. And guess what, friends? Maybe I know Kristen before her show, but what if I was a first-time buyer? This would have been, you know what I'm saying, friends? This would have been my second impression of her. You want to make sure that you're reeling the customers back in. You don't just want them to buy one time, you want them to come back. There's nothing like having a repeat customer. The best compliment you can get is someone coming back to spend more money with you. Okay. So you can include a cute little thank you note. And make sure that you are packing with care to ensure items are well protected. Now, friends, if you're going to ship a candle, don't just put the candle in a big old box and expect that it's going to get to me in a good condition. Yes, your packages is your next impression. You're absolutely right. Guys, make sure you're taking the time to pack your items nicely. Now, I'm not saying that you got to have sparkles and fireworks coming out the box and all that. You don't have to do all of that, but make sure that the person is receiving the item exactly how they've seen it in your show. It's nothing like buying something and you thought it was one way, but then when you receive it and you open up your package, you're so excited, you've been waiting all week to get it. You open it up and it's nothing like you expected it to be. Hey, friends, you make sure you're packing with care. We're gonna move on, okay? You guys understand. You guys are smart. We're gonna move on from that. Pack with care, okay? Ship orders promptly. Ship orders promptly. Whatnot's rule is 48 hours or 2 business days. Please remember, friends, if somebody buys something on Friday, you technically have until Tuesday to ship it out because Saturday and Sunday are not considered business days. Keep that in mind, okay? This one right here. What's up, Leslie? How are you? Guys, pack with care because you never know when someone is going to tag you and open your package live on Whatnot. I remember the first time that happened to me, y'all. The first time that happened to me, they opened my package live, they tagged me, and I'm like, oh, what's this? I just go because someone tagged me. And then the person is opening my package live. And I instantly got nervous. I'm like, oh my God. I mean, I know I pack with care, but like it's different. These are people that I don't know that are about to watch my package get open. So if you are sending packages and you are not comfortable enough with somebody opening it live on Whatnot, that means you didn't pack it with care. You didn't do something right. Okay? Make sure you're packing with care. Look, I've probably been tagged at least 20 times of people opening my packages live. Okay? People could be opening your packages live on their, even if it's not Whatnot, on their Instagrams, on YouTube. You don't know what people are doing with your packages. So make sure you always leave a good impression when someone opens up your package. Okay? Alrighty, friends. Those are all the tips I have for today's show. How to attract buyers to your live selling show. If you guys want to watch the repeat of this, go to my YouTube channel down below at BLASIAN Bunny TV. Give me 48 hours to put those timestamps in that we talked about earlier because it does take me a while to do that, friends. I'm going to quickly go back over everything we talked about and we're going to wrap up, friends, because my phone is flashing red telling me that it needs some juice because I've talked so much. I've talked so long, okay? So, how to attract buyers for our live selling shows. Again, just go watch the rewatch on YouTube if you want the details of this. Before your show, you need to make sure you're building trust, look presentable, dress appropriately, make sure you have a clean background, have a loaded bin, have a eye-catching thumbnail, hype your show up in advance, at least 1 week in advance to get bookmarks, use social media, be an active community member. During your show, engage with your audience. Make sure you're encouraging interaction by telling people to share, greet viewers when they come in, use flash sales, maintain good vibes. So you set the tone for your shows, your mood, keep it positive. Know your products. How can sellers trust you if you don't know your own items? Use the rewards program if you qualify. Make sure you stay prepared for raids. Make sure you're rating other sellers. Deliver great customer service after your show. Pack with care. Ship promptly. The end. Okay, friends, that was a lot. That was a lot. But you guys got this. I believe in you. I believe in you. If I can do it, you guys can do it too. Trust me. I didn't know anybody. I didn't have any tips or anything like that, friends. Again, if you want to hear the detail of everything I just talked about, just go rewatch it on YouTube. I love you guys so much. We will be back in 2 weeks. Let me see when the next show is. In 2 weeks, y'all. But again, friends, go to the YouTube, or you can also go to the, I'm going to say it one more time, y'all, for the new people hopping in. You can also go to the Whatnot selling group as well, okay, that we created. I'm gonna tag it one more time, y'all. One more time, if you guys want to take a screenshot of it, Facebook, go to groups, type in Whatnot Resellers Network, just hit join, and then I will approve you, guys. Okay, so that is where you guys can go. I appreciate each and every guys for being here. Make sure you give me a follow if you enjoy things like this, and we're gonna keep it going. Thank you so much. I have a lot of packing to do, guys. So as soon as I get done, I'm gonna eat some dinner. I'm gonna get some Netflix on, and I'm about to start some packing. Okay. I love each and every one of you guys. Let's see who's on. We are going to go see. Let's see. Let's see who's on. We are going to see. Okay, I know who we're gonna go see. I haven't been able to rate her yet, so we're gonna go see her. All right, friends, it looks like she's going to be doing statement rings, okay? I love you guys. Don't forget to drop those. Thank you so much. That was so kind of you, my love. If you could do me a huge favor, if you can, oh, you got the mystery chopsticks. Okay, we're good. We're good. Okay, thank you so much, love. I appreciate you. If you guys could do me a huge favor, drop the bunny emojis down below to let her know that the bunny bunch is in the building, okay? I love you guys. Talk to you guys. Most likely I'll be on Tuesday. Bye, guys.